Good morning, friends.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Make some
morning.
noise.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, sir.
Ready? All of you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then how are you, Kundaya?
Sir, better than you, sir.
Okay, excellent. So I always want you to be better than me. Okay, right. Good.
Sir, how are you,
Ready?
sir?
I am always on the top of the world. You know that,
That's
no?
it, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Always on the top of the world, sir. Okay. So, friends, ready? Shall we start? Okay. Welcome to CAPS. Welcome back to some of our old friends who have joined today's session. This one session which I love to do in a more elaborative and exhaustive manner. The reason being, no doubt our poster says TDS means taxation done simple at CAPS. But as such, TDS is tedious. TEDIOUS. So, and also a compulsory question at all levels of examination. All levels of examination. So that's why we need to go in detail. So let us start. All of you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, just to get back to the question which I had asked to my sir, Sri Padamchan Kincha sir, on what items we should do the TDS. The complications are so much. He said very simple. Take trading P&L account, debit side, remove opening stock, remove depreciation. Everything else you do the TDS. That is the answer. Anyhow, on a jovial note, he said. So that is the kind of complications which are involved in the TDS. No doubt at the basic level, I'll not go too much of the complication level. My scheduling of the classes, today I'll be going at an elaborative discussion. Maybe next we'll take a specific session, exclusive special points for CA final, special point for CA inter. Today it is applicable to everyone. So inter final, anyone else also who is interested to know about the TDS. Now, first point. The objective of any taxation law is to collect the taxes. Archana, Kelsa, objective of any taxation law is to collect the taxes. That is one of the major objectives. That is not the only objective. Now, at the same time, the government also doesn't accept the cheating cases. Okay. So, the government started collecting the taxes. What are the various modes of collecting the taxes? First one, share screen off madbodama, Someone can tell me I'll enter through one more device also. Zoom ID password.
865.
Just a second. Okay, right. 1 second, Vikas. Wait for a minute. Okay. Okay. Why there is some confusion with the students, is it? Okay. Tell me, sir.
865.
865
5579.
5579
1495.
1495. Okay. Passcode
947.
947
530.
530. Okay.
Recording in progress.
I've entered in another house. You can see me somewhere else. You're able to see me? You're able to hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. Grishma, make me the host. Okay. Now, first point is what is TDS? Tax deducted at source means. Now, what is TDS? Don't give the answer. TDS means tax deducted at source. Okay, that is the full form. That is the expansion of the word. What is TDS? You have to give the meaning of TDS. Tax deducted at source, as the name only says, is the tax amount which has been deducted when the payer pays the income. Slightly difficult language here. You have to be careful. Normally, when the payer pays, that is called actually expense. But we are looking from a payee's angle. Payee means what? The person who pays is called payer. The person who receives, Apurva is receiving, let us say, that is called, she is called payee in English, not in Tamil. Okay. In Tamil, payee means Nagavalli will come. Okay. Rara anta. Okay. So, payer pays the income to the payee, and payee, when she receives the income, she is liable to pay the taxes. Now, since she is liable to pay the taxes under the what you call the various heads of income, etc., the payer shall cut some amount, deduct some amount, withhold some amount, and then he pays. That is called TDS, or withholding tax. In simple language, TDS means the tax which is deducted at the source itself. When the income is earned from the source itself, I deduct. Any simple example, Malini is a consultant to me, my company. 10 lakh in the bill she has sent. So she earned 10 lakh. And when I'm supposed to pay 10 lakh to her, at the source itself, I deduct, say, 10%, whatever the rate. Okay. For easy sake, let me keep the normal rates, not the COVID-19 rate. COVID-19 is a slightly different rate for 2021. So 10%. So 10 lakh is the expenditure to me. 10 lakh rupees I pay to RMRs. 1 lakh I deduct and pay to the government. 9 lakh I pay to Malini. My expenditure remains same. So I'm acting like an agent of the government, collecting the tax on behalf of the government. This is what is called withholding tax, also called TDS. Understood, all of you? First point. Now, let me get back to the previous discussion which I started. What are the various modes of collecting the taxes? First one, a simple, let us say 5 lakh 10,000 is the income of Shashank Kedilaya. 5 lakh 10,000. What is the tax? Quick. In Barbek, tax amount. 10,000 into
12,500.
So 10,000 into 20%, 2,000 plus 12,500, 14,500. Correct, no? Ingberbeck, cap sets Ingberbeck calculation, 14,500. So 14,500 is the tax what you should have paid. Now, since it is about 10,000 rupees, he also had some what you called advance tax obligation. So, think for a while, he has not paid anything. That 14,500 at the end, while filing the income tax return with some interest, etc., okay, you will pay. So the first tax, what the income earner has to pay to the government, Nidhi, is called a self-assessment tax. What section?
148.
Capital A.
The difference is that we are all active. Okay, early morning. Okay, so 140 capital A. Here, Kiran, 140 capital A is self-assessment. First, okay. Second case. Now, this is one kind of tax. Second is, let us get back to Shashank only. His total tax is 10,000 or more than 10,000 a lot. 10,000 or more. We will discuss when we cost tax provisions. 10,000 or more. All of you keep yourself muted. Only when there is necessity, please unmute yourself. Okay, fine. So 10,000 or more. Now, since Shashank case tax payable is more than 10,000 or 10,000 or more, he also need to pay advance tax. There are some installments. Okay. So normally 4 installment. Why did I say normally? Some special cases of 44 AD, 44 Adda, Chart account Adda antivi. 44 AD is a Adda, you know Adda, Prem Adda, Adda, E Adda, etc. We have Chart account Adda, 44 ADA, applicable for Chart accountant and other specified professionals. So those people have to pay only once Sharadi. They don't have to pay multiple 4 installment. They have to pay only once. That's why normally you are supposed to pay advance tax. So advance tax is paid when the name only says tax paid in advance. Tax paid in what? Advance. So before the previous year ends, you are supposed to pay. So previous year 2021, what we are discussing now, in 2021, 4 installments. June. So it starts from the first quarter ending April to June is the first quarter. June 15th, add 3 months, 30% you had add. September 15th, add 3 months, add 30%. 3 and 30 goes together. 3 and 30. Okay, remember. So stupid, but you can still remember. 3 months. So do this. You are not understood this. Let me explain. June 15th, you have to pay 15%. Estapa?
15%.
So June 15th, 15%. Then how many months you have to add?
3 months.
3 months.
Add 30%. 15 plus 30.
45.
45.
September 15th, you are supposed to pay 45%, Ashwini. Next, add 3 months. December?
December 15.
December 15.
December 15th. So 45% plus 30% is to
75.
add 3 months. March 15th. Then 75 plus 30, if you add 105%, are you pagal to pay more than the tax liable? You will not pay more than 100%. Let's stop at 100%. So the 4 installments are June 15th,
September 15,
September 15th,
September 15, December 15,
15 and March 15.
tax liability, advanced tax liability 15, 45, 75, 100%. I hope you understood. So the first tax is self-assessment tax. Next one is called advanced tax. Third one, more so, okay. What I'm discussing now, going to discuss in detail, is the TDS. Now, self-assessment tax, Shashank Kotila and Nada, if he doesn't pay, or advanced tax, if you don't pay, the obligation has been shifted to the payer of the income, that the payer only deduct and pay to the government, so that payer is concerned. If you recall that example of 10 lakh, which I'm supposed to pay to Malini, I was supposed to pay 10 lakh to Malini. I am not burdened with even a single pay extra. I will still pay 10 lakh. But the law says, if Malini doesn't pay tomorrow, 9 lakh rupees you pay her, 1 lakh rupees you pay to the government on her behalf. So I, as a person, I do not have to pay anything extra from my pocket unless I default, unless I delay, I may have to pay interest. So I am happy to do that. Only procedural aspect I have to follow, no doubt about it. So the government will collect the taxes the earliest. That is what is called TDS. The next one, the fourth one, okay, all other cases where notice has been issued. So under section, say 142, it may 147, 148, etc. And then based on that, the computation has been done by the department. Then they issue, or demand notice is issued. Then you have to pay the taxes. So prima facie, yar face Preman face alla. Adu upendra nodtane. ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿ, prima facie, Aisha Julka, node. Prima facie, okay. So there are 4 taxes, 2 RMRs. 2 taxes paid in the previous year itself, TDS and advance tax. Second error mark, taxes paid in the assessment year, that is self-assessment tax, and the taxes paid in pursuance of notice. Different kinds of notice. That is a detailed version. I'll not get into that. So these are the 4 ways the government can collect the taxes. Have you understood? Fine. Now, what we collect in the previous year, I said one is advance tax, one is called TDS. Now, what is the objective of this TDS? Number one, government wants to collect the tax at the earliest possible time. It wants the money because obviously yesterday also newspaper I saw, government is having huge loss on them because of the reduction in the sale of liquors. Nonsense report in you. Okay, state government information I'm telling. Each government, okay, ಭೂಮಿ ಕಲ್ವೇನೆ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಕುಡಿಯಲೇ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರಲ್ರ, ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಕುಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮನೇಲಿ ಹೊಡೆಯಲ್ವಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಏನ್ ಐಶಾ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿ, ಅವ್ಳು ಏನಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಲ್ಲ. So early, the government taxes come down. It is nonsense, but still government requires the tax alva. Government obviously requires the tax. So here the taxation come down. So that's why TDS market first only will collect the tax. Government wants to tax at the earliest. Point number 1. Point number 2, very important, to have a check CHECK on tax evaders. Now take this in, and especially last 1, 2, 3 years, amazing way of actually identifying the persons who actually evade the taxes. Thanks to the technology, thanks to the government's extra initiative, amazing they are doing it. Okay, so think for a while. 10 lakh rupees I paid to Malini. 10 lakh is a taxable income. Yes, she may have expenditure. I don't know unless she files a return, etc. So 10 lakh income she has, and she has not filed the return. Department has an intimation that Shetty sir has done 1 lakh TDS because that money 1 lakh has gone to the government. In the TDS account of Malini, 1 lakh is sitting, but return is not filed. They can find out why you are not filed the return. They can easily detect the persons having incomes. Okay, not compulsory. Just because I paid 10 lakh rupees, she must have a income about 2.5 lakh. 10 lakh is a consultancy income. Her expenses was 8 lakh. 2 lakh is the income below taxable, she need not have to file the return. But at least somewhere when there's a TDS, she will obviously file the return to get the refund of the TDS. 1 lakh what she paid. I hope you're understanding what I'm trying to say. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So, ಏನಾಯ್ತು? Just a sec. Now everybody will come in the same screen. Video on at least will come in the same screen. Hi, hero. Oh, nanena. Okay. So the next point is okay. Really, and Nidhi, correct no? Nidhi, क्यों हंस रही है? क्या wrong बोला मैंने? बराबर बोला. ठीक है. ಪಾಪ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಭಯ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನೇನು ಮಾಡೋದು? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಯಾ ಅದೇ ಅನಗ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವಳು ಏನು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕೊಡು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಐ ಸಿಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ರಾಂಗ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. Now coming back. Okay. So the second one is what Suvarna Hajide? So easy detection of the payees if they default. The third point to increase the tax base. Now if you're seeing the last 3-4 years, the way their government has increased the number of taxpayers. Earlier there are a lot of tax evasion. I'm not going to talk about which government, etc. But at least now. So the taxpayers, when the base of the taxpayers increase, when the number of taxpayers increase, so obviously they are bound to pay the taxes if they're liable to pay the taxes. So when you do the TDS, at least you know that person would have applied for a PAN, that person will be having some information related to the income the government can identify. So the three major objectives of TDS are: first one is early collection of the tax. With due respect, I say government is a beggar; it wants the money at the earliest. So early collection of the tax. The second one is whenever, understand the second and third point, there is difference. Second one is if the TDS has been done, that fellow should have filed the return. If he has not filed the return, you can always question him why he has not filed the return. Third one is, so whenever the TDS have been done, so they're all supposed to be the tax assessees, supposed to be not common. Normally, exceptions are possible, okay. But if the department can always have a check on, okay, what all the assessees, so they can increase the number of assessees under the taxation list based on the TDS information. Are you there? Fine. And then there are so many other reasons, like when you talk about a non-resident payment, so TDS will be done so that the payee tomorrow, if he doesn't pay the tax also, at least we have collected our tax, okay? Because if you made payment to a person in Nigeria, how will you go and find out where is that fellow, etc.? It may be difficult. No doubt you should file the return. But if he doesn't file also, we are happy that at reasonable amount of tax we have collected. So this is the objective with which Rupa Kirtana, the TDS have been made. First point. Second point. So we'll discuss the W's of TDS. So now we understood what is TDS. Next point is who should do the TDS. All the questions starts with W. What are they? Apurva? Who, when, where, what, which, woman, wife. Correct, no? So I know Darshana, ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂತಿದೆ. ಹೇಳಮ್ಮ, ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡ. ಹೇಳು ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. How ends? That ends also with how only. I know how ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. So it all the questions start with W. Yesterday someone has sent a beautiful message saying that these two questions have almost become dinosaurs taranta. You know dinosaurs? Extinct. The decent men and dinosaurs. Similarity, ಹೇಳಿ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿ, at least today, at least be happy. ಅನಾಗ ಹೇಳೆ decent men and dinosaurs. ಏನೇ similarity?
Both of them doesn't exist.
ಅದೇ ತರ two questions which have almost become dinosaurs ಅಥವಾ become extinct. ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಯಾವಾಗ ಮನೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ. So first question, where are you? Second question, what time will come home? These two questions are gone. Next they are waiting, ಯಾವಾಗ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಅಂತ. Okay, so when are you going out ಅಂತ. ಇರ್ಲಿ, it's okay. So now W's. First one, what is TDS? I hope you are reasonably understood. The second one is, because concentrate mada. So next one is, who should do the TDS? Now there are two parties here, payer and payee. Payer and payee. The person who pays the income is called payer. Person who receives the income is called payee. Simple language. Vendor, vendi, lender, lendi, payer, payee tara. Okay, so this is a word. Okay, ella kade agodilla. Be careful. Okay. Receiver, receivee antidiya. Receiver alla, payer and receiver alvalli. Okay, so payer of the income. The word language correct agide. Now why did I use the word payer of income? I gave 10 lakh loan to Vedant. I'm the payer. He's the payer. TDS madbeka? Nonsense. Because it is not income. So use the brain. So that's why correct word in the context. I gave 10 lakh loan. If I given 10 lakh loan, where the question of TDS here? Okay, it cannot come into picture. That's why only for the payer of income, the person who pays the income, you should do the TDS. I hope you understood. Payer. So next. So what is TDS? Then who should do the TDS? Next point is, okay, when should you do the TDS? Normally, I said what? Normally she's my girlfriend. That's okay. Normally she's wife andre odbidtare. Girlfriend semester scheme change agtare. That's okay. Okay. So normally, okay, TDS is done either at the time of payment or at the time of credit, whichever is earlier. Example one, Chetan is my consultant. He sends a bill on 10th June. I make him a payment on 10th September. TDS obligation on payment on 10th September or on credit, I would have passed the entry, consultancy charges account debit to Chetan's account on 10th June, whichever is earlier. So the obligation arises in June or September, whichever is earlier. So in this example, June, first point. I'll immediate one incidental point, Chetana. Like GST, which some of you would have learned reasonably, month is a block. Remember, the month is a block. Sir, I didn't understand. I'll explain. Yeah, month is a block. What does it mean? June 1st, June 10th, June 30th. All are same for me. All are same for me. Sir, June 10th, within 7, June 10th, June 15th, June 30th, all are same. One calendar month is whatever the dates in between considered as one block. Did you hear? So it is the entire month is considered as a block. First point. So that's why moment I said example of June 10th, I immediately next sentence I said June. That's it. June 10th, June 15th, June 30th, bad mein gaya. Artha aita? Fine. June 31st andre you are cranky anta. That I will not tell. June 30th, full stop. Okay. So June, okay, June month ka your obligation is June. Now again incidental to this. 31st March we pass one entry. Audit fees give provision entry. Because we are not sure what is the amount. So we pass an entry, P&L account debit to provision for audit fees. Some amount. Okay, so to your auditor, you are supposed to make. Now all of you chat, or share screen chat made. P&L account, especially my CA final friends, because they should have little knowledge. Intermediate bachas may not be knowing. Okay. So, but anyway, today's session, I'll take care from the angle of all of you. So especially more elaborative because our intermediate student may not have much knowledge. But and it is beneficial for all of you. This to detail again, finally not required. With presuming that CA panel people have already studied intermediate, in commerce. Correct, na? And some of us have passed, some of us have studied. There's a difference. Alva, let us not worry too much about it. That's okay. My objective is to ensure everybody on par. I made a provision for audit fees. P&L account debit by the Kaitegema, Apurva. P&L account debit provision for audit fees. What is the whether TDS has to be done? Yes or no? Okay. All of you chat made. Why you have naste sak?
Not TDS.
Okay, right. Konda, I'll give you a chance, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
You don't give because many people will be influenced by your answer. See, everybody starts chatting yes. After you said, they all said no. They know Konda is intelligent. Okay.
No, sir.
But no, okay. Okay, Anaga, hello, unmute made. Bega.
Yes, sir.
Boys are intelligent or girls are intelligent? Quick.
Girls are intelligent.
Wait, how? On what basis you're telling?
Girls are always intelligent.
General story, you have to tell why. Okay, Kondaya, who is more intelligent, boy or girl?
Sir, actually no answer with me, sir.
If you would have been married, you would have told the answer straight away. He's unmarried, no? So that's why he's trying to protect his sisters also. Tell me, I know what's your heart saying.
Boys, sir.
No, sir. Really, I
Boys,
have no answer.
Vinay, no, see, look at this. So, the moment I said, Vinay, a married person immediately said boys. Okay, unmarried is also risk. But the answer is boys because intelligence. Intelligence. There is no word called ladies. Have you heard of ladies?
No, sir.
There is no such word. That means name only says intelligence. Understood? Okay. Anyhow, now Anaga will not leave me. That's why Anaga ಖುಷಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಗರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೋರ್ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆಂಟ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಬಾಯ್ಸ್ ಫುಲ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಓಡಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಗರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಇಂಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ವೈದೇಶಿ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಸಮಾಧಾನ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಬಾಯ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಗರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್, ಓಕೆ, ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್. ಲೀವ್ ಇಟ್ ಶ್ರೀಶಾ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೋ ರೈಸ್. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನನಗೆ 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಮ್ಮ. Okay, tell me. So many of you said yes, no. Okay, Konda, your answer.
Sir, generally TDS is deducted when payer pays the income. Now it is provision, no sir.
Sir, payment or credit, whichever earlier I said, no.
But credit not certain, no sir. If it is certain,
Credit.
okay.
Okay, so you're not. So you're okay, right? So I think good number of people. Okay. Anybody strong? No. Anybody else? Konda says no. Anybody else says who says no with reasoning? ನಮ್ದು ಏನಿದು ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಸರ್ ಇದೆ, ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಫ್ ರೀಸನ್ಸ್. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಎಸ್ ನೋ ಹೇಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೇಳಿ.
To whom is to pay is not certain, sir. Because
ಅಣ್ಣ auditor has been appointed.
Appointed for 5 years.
Yeah, I know.
after that,
I know. See, I like Vinay's answer. See, first point. Apart from that, also, please understand ADAA. That's why we need to interconnect all the subject. I keep telling this. Okay, interconnect. At least some of you know that in AGM under section 96 of the Companies Act. 96,
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
AGM 96.
Chetna, you trust your teacher, man. Okay, he may not be knowing company law, but some sections he may know. Anko. Okay, there are 4 ordinary businesses. Adda, approval of the financial statements, dividend declaration, then appointment of auditors and fixing their remuneration. Appointment of directors, their remuneration, they will only fix it. Okay. Now, auditors, you know, Mr. Rajit, second point, as Vinay said, 5 years condition is like once you appoint, next 5 years. Maybe 5th year, that is a different story, but still you will be knowing it. 31st March, you will know who is your auditor. And full Joshal is in your Jako. Heli. Sumit, Heli.
Sir, for creating provision, will not credit it to the pay's account, no, sir. Date
Okay,
of
so-
credit of or payment, whichever is
Not
earlier.
Excellent. So it is not applicable. Next, no. Anybody? Okay. Anybody else?
Sir,
No. Last chance. Yes. Vinay.
For professionals, there is option of cash basis of accounting of system. No, sir, we are
Very good.
paying in the month of September. For example, once the audit is over, September, we'll
Correct.
pay after that.
Correct.
Basis on cash basis, they have to account in the month of next year. For example,
good.
for audit they done for 2021, they will.
So you were trying to say, since cash basis of accounting when you do, payment is the next year. So that fellow's TDS, income computation ಮಾಡುವಾಗ, how can you offer the TDS ಅಂತ? ಅದೇ ತಾನೇ?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So he says no. Okay, next, full stop. Who says yes? Present batch. Who says yes?
What is the answer, sir?
No, wait. You have to see. We have to give a fair answer, fair chance, sir, to all. Only no means yes.
Okay, okay, sir.
I know. So yes. Yeah. Who says yes? No one, huh?
Sir,
Nivejita, ಹೇಳಮ್ಮ.
sir, because at starting you told that P&L trading account, I think
Yeah, that is jovial statement ಅಂತ immediately ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ ನಾನು. I said it is a jovial statement ಅಂತ. So next, anybody else? Okay, so except me, nobody is saying it is yes, is it?
Yes, sir.
So that's it. Now let's see. This is the beauty. I love DT, no doubt, but ultimately I go back to my
Accounts.
accounts. What is the entry for provision for audit fees?
P&L accounting provision
for audit.
Okay. Now again, Ashish, I will hit you now. You're right. Your answer is right. I'll get back to you now. Okay, Ashish. Okay. P&L account to provision for audit fees. P&L account is a nominal account. Perfect. Aito. Provision for audit fees. Yeah. What kind of account? Personal, real, nominal?
Personal.
Look at the way you should analyze and answer. No problem. Please give wrong answer.
Representative person.
Yeah. So provision for audit fees. Which kind of account? Kondaya.
Provision for audit fees. Okay. Represent audit fees is an expenditure. Okay, representative person, sir.
Okay. Now I have a question now. In the nominal account called P&L account, how can you have a personal account?
Yes. So,
I know. Dangerous. Okay. Now our CA Foundation friends answer. Ashish, Vyas, Kiran, whoever wants to answer. Quick. Many, all more than 60-80% is there. Hello. Provision for audit fees, what kind of account? Look at this. See, basics se namge artha agtade. Provision for audit fees is no doubt it is representative personal account, as you said, or personal account. Okay. Actually, the correct entry is audit fees account debit to provision for audit fees. Then P&L account debit to audit fees. Since it is a year-end entry, audit fees we cancel. You accept it?
Yes,
Very
Yes, sir.
Yes,
This
sir.
is the way you should go inside the subject. Sumre, because fundamental rule, sun rises in the east, sets in the west. Correct, Kondaya?
Yes, sir.
No, 100% wrong. See, look at this. Why I came to commerce, only because of this statement at high school made by my teacher. Teacher, one place she said, one of the I think history teacher book, geography, she said, sun rises in the east, sets in the west. One more science teacher came and told next class, sun will never move. Your sun may be moving
Yes,
around.
sir. Earth
But sun
rotates
will
from
never
west
move.
to east.
West to east alla kado. Sun will never move. Sun will S-U-N, S-O-N
Earth
alla.
will
I'm
rotate,
not
sir.
Huh?
Earth will rotate around the sun from west to east.
What was the question?
Oh,
Sun
sun
rises.
rising.
Sun
setting. Okay,
rises
sir.
in the east. Sun rises in the east. Where is the sun, man? Your sun may be rising tomorrow, but no sun will move. It's a meaningless statement, sir. One place you say sun will rise in the east. One more says sun will never move. Sun will never move. Really. Let's not get into that discussion now. So the fundamental concept of accounts is personal and real account should appear in the balance sheet. Nominal account should appear in the P&L account. No dispute on that. Don't dispute with me. If you have any dispute, we'll just take up for later on, not now. Okay. You just trust me now. And any question under the sky, that is the truth. Our foundation students, they would have written it around 5 to 10 times or 3 to 4 months. Alvendra, even now they are oddading. Alva. So P&L account contains only nominal account because it's a nominal account. It is a nominal account. P&L account debit to provision for audit fee. Sir, provision for audit fee is a personal account. How does it appear? It is not so. The entry should have been audit fees to provision for audit fees. Then P&L account debit to audit fees. Audit fees get cancelled. Darshana, class shuru class in shuru in the moor jaga torsta je bayalaga so P&L account debit to so it should have been actually two audit fees. So it is nominal account. Now let us come back to the first entry. P&L account debit to provision for audit fees. What kind of account you said provision for audit fees?
Personal account.
Representative?
Personal.
So assuming Sumed is my auditor, that provision for audit fees represents Mr. Sumed Ajit. I'm supposed to pay him. Correct, Alva? Or
Yes,
Malkonda, okay. So provision for audit fees is what? Personal account. Okay. So it's a personal account. TDS obligation is on payment or credit, whichever is earlier. Is it not an indirect credit to Sumed's account only? You only said the provision for audit fees is a personal account. Personal account, in this case, it should be Sumed's account. Payment or credit, whichever is earlier, 100% TDS has to be done. No second discussion on this. Okay, I'm telling you authoritatively, no second opinion on this. You cannot even dispute with me. Provision for audit fees TDS karna hi hai 100% because payment or credit, you are crediting some party. P&L audit fees account debit. Think for a while. Okay, so everything is finalized. Okay, and you know the amount also. Everything more or less it will be same. If you would have passed the entry audit fees account debit, forget about this entry. If you would have consultancy fees to Malini, you would have done an entry. You would have done
Yes,
an
sir.
entry. You would have
Yes,
done the TDS. You would have done the TDS.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now let me slightly come back to the next question. Audit fees account debit to Sumed's account. What is the difference? Consultancy fees to Malini, audit fees account to Sumed. What is the difference? Only thing is
Certainties might be like that.
the moment. So just because you have different mechanism of passing the journal entry, or by passing a different way of journal entries, you will do LBW to the taxation law. Is it? You know what is LBW? Let the bugger wait on the LBW. So you create some amazing accounting entry and you say, no, TDS is not applicable. Banbide. Why I'm stressing on this? Because some of the office in Bangalore, at least what I know, they don't do the TDS. 100% wrong. 100% wrong, and it will be disallowed. If you don't do the TDS, 100% wrong. Sir, I don't know the amount. What are you talking here? Okay. 31st March, though, provision when you do by September, I think Vinay was trying to say, at least you know more or less the amount is same. And 31st March, no doubt you should have made the TDS payment by what date? Final friends? 30th?
30th April.
1 month, 30th April. But for allowance purpose, even if you fail within due date under 139(1), still it is allowed. Why? What is your problem then to do the TDS, sir? I am giving authoritatively payment or credit, whichever is earlier. It means provision for audit fees compulsorily undergo TDS 100%. Okay. Now anybody wants to dispute?
In this question, no dispute, sir. But provisions are not allowed in income tax, no, sir.
That's why I said what the original entry, Mr. Kondaya. Hero?
Audit fees, yes, sir.
That's what you have to go back to the first original basic concept. What
Yes,
entry
sir.
for audit fees? It is not provision for audit fees.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Provision for audit fees is a personal account. That's why you
Yes, sir.
love
Balance sheet
accounts.
item.
I think you understood. All of you clear about it?
Got it, sir.
Everybody.
Sir, one doubt.
Yes, sir, please.
Sir, ಅದು provisional
Reasoning.
suppose GST ಇದ್ರೆ ಸರ್
That is a good question. Okay. ಯಾರದು ಕೊಂಡೆ ತೇಜ. Okay, right. So GST ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ. Okay, that is a anyway special discussion. Normally on the GST component, no TDS. Normally. Why
Yes.
normally? I'll come to the specific discussion later. Okay, because there is some confusion also by the law maker. For service tax, they gave a clarification in some area, whereas GST they are not given an authoritative clarification. So as of now, at the basic level of discussion on the GST component, no TDS. It means Malini has sent a bill 10 lakh rupees is the consultancy fees plus GST 1.8 lakh, 11.8 lakh is the entry. What I'm passing the entry. So the TDS has to be done on 10 lakh. Wait, Teja. Normally, but one or two special points are there. We'll discuss when we go to the special area of discussion. Shall we continue? So now
Sir,
your majority no answer has become over fraction of minutes. It is yes. Now all your clients visit consultancy correct kodi. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ದು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ದು TDS ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ ಅಪರೋ ಎಲ್ಲೇ ಹೋದೆ ನೀನು TDS has to be done. Okay, compulsory, no second opinion on, no second. ತಿಂತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಏನೋ ಈ ಹುಡುಗಿಗ ನೀರು ಕುಡಿಯೋಕೆ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಾನು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ. Okay, yeah, continue. Okay. Yeah.
All provisions required to deduct TDS are only audit fee because we
All
are
provision for expense.
gratuity, leave and
All provision for expenses. This is what, see, why he is asking this question again and again. Ella practicing people in Bangalore, at least what we know, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ provision entry ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡೋದು ಮತ್ತೆ TDS ಮಾಡೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸೆಲೋಡ್ ಅಣ್ಣ ವಿನಯ್
Yes, sir.
you make a provision for, let us say some ಯಾವ್ದೋ rent ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Provision for rent. Do you want to claim the expenditure reduction?
Yes, sir.
Answer is then yes. Every provision entry compulsory, because provision is not a provision. It's based on expense entry. Rent account debit to provision for rent. So compulsory TDS for every provision entry. Every yeah, I know. So intermediate, very innocent question in you. Okay. What about depreciation? Okay. So provision for depreciation. Where are you? Okay. It is an innocent question of intermediate. I accept it. So depreciation illama. Starting opening because it should be payable to someone. It should be payable to someone. Depreciation payable to whom? Depreciation barodilla. It is only for, and also depreciation provision anta helodilla. That is the method of accounting for depreciation, heroine. Okay. Depreciation account. Look at this. There are two methods of account. See, this is why please love accounts. You will enjoy TDS. What is the entry for depreciation? Two approach. Depreciation account to concerned asset account. P&L account debit to depreciation. That means depreciation is not a provision. First point. Second method, depreciation account debit to provision for depreciation. Second entry is same, P&L account to depreciation. Provision for depreciation will never come in the P&L. I think you understood. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good. Let us go. Thanks to a little bit of knowledge of accounts I have. That's why I'm able to connect well. Okay. Good questions, anyway. Shall we continue? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now the next, so we are in the W's of TDS. What? Who should do the TDS? Payer of income. Then when should you do the TDS? Either at the time of payment or credit, whichever is earlier. Normally I said. Why normally? I take an example of salary. We have discussed this in all the sessions. I reiterate this example. Apurva is my top level executive employee. So we are starting one new venture. Okay. So CA and company anta Chandrasekhar and Apurva new company, not what you call CA practice. Some yavado ಒಂದು ಹೊಸತ್ತು. Okay, joint venture ಏನೋ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Venture capital anta. Venture capital ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಈ BCom colleges, if you go, many colleges they call me as a guest. Okay, for the judge ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರು ವೆಂಚರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್. ಪಾಪ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ 5 ಪೈಸೆ ತಲೆ ಬಿಡೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್? CS ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ what do you call the stupidity of our artificial living. What topic you know ಅದನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ರು. ಬಿಕಾಮ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ವೆಂಚರ್, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? 1023 FC 1023 FL ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡ. This is how the people are doing it. Really, okay, some new idea we are doing it. Automized, technologically upgraded ಪಾನ್ ಬಿಡ ಶಾಪ್ ಅಪೂರ್ವ ಹೆಂಗೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು 5 rupees ಕಾಯಿನ್ ಹಾಕೋದು. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಮಿಷಿನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So moment you put the 5 rupees coin, tuck and keep your mouth open, tuck anta pan bida will come inside your mouth. Something like that. Okay, fine. Okay. So maybe if you don't put 5 rupees, ade yara modlu tindadu ade ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಖಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. Okay. Some technology. And it's like, enjoy. So now this we are doing it. And she's a highly expert in the technical aspect. I appointed her, the company has appointed her with a salary of 1 crore per annum. As per the terms of appointment letter, payable after completing 5 years. Chetna, kabba 5 years ke baad. Okay, after completing 5 years, we are going to pay her. But for liquidity reason, we could not pay in the 6th year. We paid only in the 9th year. Innonsala heltini. Appointment letter reads like this, Darshana. 1 crore per annum is the salary payable in the 6th year, but ultimately paid in the 9th year for whatever reason. Question number 1. And I as a company follow accrual method of accounting. In which year, how much expense is allowed for employer? So all of you start chatting. Kondaya will
Salary
be chance. Be ready. Hey,
okay.
Kondaya, wait.
No, I'm not telling answer, sir. Just clarification for the question. It's
Yes, sir.
when salary will be payable, sir.
I said appointment letter reads like this. So
Okay,
Apurva
we read it,
is
sir.
appointed as a technical consultant, whatever, technical employee. 1 crore per annum salary payable in the 6th year, but actually paid in the 9th year. Clear about the question?
Got it, sir. Got it, sir.
Same example I discussed in one of the final classes.
Yes, already discussed it, sir.
But today again, let us recall. Human memory is limited, no? Yeah. Okay. So when you should do when it is allowed as expenditure to the employer, it is allowed as an employer expenditure every year 1 crore because it is accrual. Is to?
Yes, sir.
Accrual. First point. If I follow cash system, 9th year. Very simple. When is it income to the employee? All of you chat. Everyone should know. All of you chat. When is it income to the employee? Quick. Apurva ಹೇಳಿದಾನೆ ಆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ. ಅಲ್ವೇನೆ? When is it income to the employee? Okay, Konda, your answer.
6th year, sir.
6th year. Why?
The salary is treated as income in the year of due or payment. Sorry, in the due or payment basis.
Konda, I want Konda.
Receipt basis.
Konda, not payment.
Yes,
When you talking income.
Receipt basis.
Repeat. Konda, I want Konda's answer. Repeat.
Salary is chargeable in the month or year, as the case may be, due basis or receipt basis.
You are incomplete. Take Raymond's. Why Raymond's? For a complete man, they say. The tagline. Raymond. Kelilva. I know. Adike Darshana. You cannot. Because it's only for men. I know. I know. It's okay. Complete men. Okay, right. Yeah. Ready? Due basis or receipt basis, whichever is earlier, you're not completely
earlier, sir.
You're not told that. You're
Yes,
not
sir.
told that.
Not told,
right.
sir.
So whichever. Okay, so
Before also I done it wrong, sir.
Now also you don't do it. That's why I said don't do it. Okay. 6th year is the income. Everybody's clear? 6th year income. Okay, next. So look at the beauty of this beautiful example. Expenditure to the employer when he follows accrual under section 145 subsection 1, each year 1 crore. Income to Apurva, salary income is not on accrual. Accrual is different from due. I had given the beautiful example. Child inside the womb of a mother grows daily. That is accrual. Say 9th month, it is supposed to take a delivery. Okay. So that is the due basis. So maybe 2 days here and there, actual birth take. That is called receipt basis. Okay. Growth daily is accrual. One is supposed to take, let's say 31st October, the due date for delivery. Okay, doctor has said. So earlier actually September 30th, we always used to say, child accountant should go slowly, walk slowly in the September month. Yakele? Due date ideyalla.
30th.
9th month, September. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿಲ್ವಾ? ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದು ನನಗಿಂತ ಮೊದಲೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಇರ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ನಾವೇನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತೆಗೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 10th ಮಂತ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟವ್ರೆ. EP&D ಕೇಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಏನು EP&D ಕೇಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ? some men will be with very good big tummy. We'll call them as EPND. ಏನು EPND ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಧಿಶಾ? ಎವರ್ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆಂಟ್ ನೆವರ್ ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ಎವರ್ ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆಂಟ್ ನೆವರ್ ಡೆಲಿವರಿ. ಯಾರದು ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಇದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಮುಖಾಮುಖಿ ಹೊಡೆದಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಖ ದಪ್ಪ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ salary is taxable on due basis or received wages, whichever is earlier. So 6th year it is due. Right to receive as 6th year. So income to her in the 6th year. Next, last question. Chat. When should we do the TDS? So one chat reaction. Kondaya holder. Okay, reaction. 1 second. If you think every year, this is a reaction. If you think actually 9th year, okay, this is a reaction. 1 second. I think I repeat the question. Every year, this is a reaction. Then 6th year, this is a reaction. And 9th year, this is a reaction. Kodi. Let us use the technology, alva. You know, ella baratte. Nodi ella ide. Yeah, someone is smiling. Then what you call love. Okay. So I don't know whether you remember or not. Every year TDS ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು. Then 6th year ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು. Then 9th year ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು. Yeah, repeat. All of you repeat the reaction. I had to go to so many places. Archana, ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವೇನೆ? ಬಂತು. Look at the beauty. That's why India amazing answer. Atoshi, ಏನೋ India is university in diversity ಅಂತ. Unity in diversity ಅಲ್ಲ, ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಇನ್ ಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಮೇಜಿಂಗ್. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇದಿದೆ ವೇಟೇಜ್. ಈಗ 4th ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ನನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಬೌವ್, ಅದು ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಿ ನೀವು ನನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಬೌವ್ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ವಾ? 192 is a special section which says TDS is always on payment basis. Archanaka, you know? So 192, it is always on a payment basis. Look at the beauty of this law.
Yes, sir.
So employer ge expenditure 1 to 5. Employee ge income in the 6th year. And employer has to do the TDS in the 9th year. Are you understanding? Fine. There is an exception. So now let's get back. The TDS has to be done normally when on payment or credit. Kondaya should not stop. Payment or credit. Kondaya.
Whichever is earlier, sir.
Whichever is earlier. Earlier. Be complete. Now onwards Raymond. Kondaya Raymond. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So whichever is earlier. First, next point. Now the most important one is how. So we understood who.
It is practical impossibility, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now in this case, practical impossibility.
Which one?
6th year and 9th year.
Yeah, 9th year. There's a little disallowance. That's fine. Okay, now how should you do the TDS? What is the procedure? First point. Payer has to get the TAN. Payer has to get what? Payer has to first get the PAN. What is PAN? Tinbitu gittivalla adena?
Permanent account number.
Permanent account number.
नीचे गोरी का मकान ऊपर पान का दुकान अंत है सॉन्ग मालूम है निधि? नहीं मालूम है क्या जी आपको? आज बहुत फेमस सॉन्ग है. आई नो. नीचे गोरी का मकान ऊपर पान का दुकान अंत समथिंग इज देयर. म्यूट ऑल ऑफ यू म्यूट. या फाइन. निधिशा मालूम है वो सॉन्ग? मालूम नहीं. ओके. पान इज परमानेंट अकाउंट नंबर. सेक्शन एनीवन?
139A.
Very good, Shashank. 139 capital A. By applying in form number 49A, you should get a 10-digit alphanumeric number. My IPC friends, okay, intermediate friends. Alphanumeric andre no alphabets with number connection. Okay, like ACT, YC, 9345 M. First 5, there is a meaning. Adana explain ಮಾಡಕೋವಲ್ಲ. First 5 alphabets ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Next 4 number ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Last ಗೆ depending upon the status. So M andre M for Mangalore adalla. M for male, female, adimale ella barutte. Okay, so it is the alphanumeric number. And also in the application, they are very categorically written. PAN application alli. So for the girls or the woman, okay, father's name only. Don't write husband's name. Ashwini, correct alva? ಏನು ಬರ್ದವ್ರ? ಅರ್ಚನಾ ಹೇಳು. Father's name only, okay. ಏನು ಚೇತನ ಬೋಲೋ. Father's name only, not husband name. Normally, most of the other places, we write what? Nadia? We write what? Husband's name. Okay, but here they say father's name only. Even if you are married, husband name nahi likhna hai. You know why? Sumit, yako? Why?
Permanent.
Very good. Name, sirf naam kafi hai. You know? So name only says it is a permanent account number, you know.
Permanent.
So what may change, they don't want to write. Okay, it is fine. Okay, right, yeah. So what may change, because okay, you should not write. It's okay. So payer should get the PAN. Payer should also get a TAN, tax deduction account number. Tax deduction account number. Okay. Form number 49A is for PAN, 49B is for TAN. Okay. Tax deduction account number. Then you should obtain PAN of the payees. So payer will have a PAN. So I am paying to Apurva. I have my PAN. Okay. So I should also obtain the PAN of Apurva. If there is no PAN, we'll see later. Okay. Fine. Then you should do the tax. You should do the TDS, tax deducted at source. You should cut it. Then you should remit to the government. When should you remit to RMRs? April to February, 7th of next month. April to February in money, 7th of next month. So April 10th, April 30th, April 15th. When should you remit, Shreya? 7th of May. That's it. So be careful. Don't have a wrong understanding. I'm repeatedly reiterating. It is not 7 days. 7th of next month. That's why due dates are always May 7th, June 7th, July 7th, September 7th, October 7th, etc. Understood? It is always 7th of next month. 7 days Allah. 7 days Allah. Okay. Next. For March, because a lot of year-end transactions, etc., they say I'll give you 1 month time, April 30th. Are you clear about it? Fine.
Yes,
fine.
sir.
Then what should you do? Then for the deduction, you should issue certificates. Form number 16 for salary, read with form number 12BA, form 16A for most of the other cases. Some certificate, okay, some form is there, which need to be issued so that payee will have a fair idea. Payee will have a fair idea, okay, how much is the TDS has been done. Then you should also deposit a tax. Based on the tax what has been deposited, the department also updates. They will issue one form number 26 SCA. Alvendra?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Then see, this is what.
Yes, sir. 26
Galti
years.
karna itna mushkil. I know it's 26 years, man. Nan adara yochane madu 26 years helada SCA helada anta. Okay. So doing mistake when you know it is very difficult. It's like normally I don't like Shah Rukh Khan's movie as such because tumba overacting marta. Normally, okay. But one movie, Chak De India, is awesome. Every time. Now, no movie actually will make me emotional, but Chak De India almost every time makes me emotional. Very beautiful movie. And one Rabune Banadi Jodi Anta, Ali, he has to act like no actor. Tara. Okay, that is a very difficult job, but he's done a brilliant job. Really. So, coming back. Now, 26 years formally. So, the information will be available in the website. Okay, it is not done by you. Department takes care of it. Really. Then, so you need to file quarterly TDS returns. Normally, you should also file what? Form number 24Q, 26Q, etc. All this will be discussed and shown later. You need to file. So, the responsibility of the payer's obligations toward the TDS. First, obtain his own PAN, his own TAN, then obtain PAN of the payee, do the TDS is a ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ wrong English. Do tax deducted source. ಅಲ್ವಾ ಒಂಥರ ಅದೊಂಥರ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ವಾಲ್ ತರ. ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ರು ವಾಲ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ 3 feet ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ವಾಲ್ ಎಗರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು 7 feet ಜಂಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಕಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. 6 3 + 3 ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಲ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. SLM ಮೆಥಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ತರ. SLM ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ರು?
Straight line method.
But we do it. It's okay. Nothing wrong. As if I don't. I will also do it. It's okay. Natural. But others ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ cautious ಮಾಡ. Okay, right. So deduct TDS ಅಲ್ಲ. Do TDS is a little better word. Deduct TDS ಅಂದ್ರೆ deduct tax deducted at source. 2 times deduct ಆಗಲ್ವೇನ್ರೋ? ಕಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಅಲ್ವಾ. So do TDS. Then remit the same within the 7th of next month or 30th April as the case may be. Issue form number 16/16A. Then file the TDS return 24Q and 26Q, etc. Clear? So there is the next point. Next, G factor. You know, G factor. Then G factor on there. Eventually, I will not do. What will you do on that? Department says, I will show my power. So if you don't do the TDS, Shashank, okay, there are 2 penal provisions. ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Penalty ಬೇರೆ, okay. Dweez Galaxy, ಯಾರದು ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಪ್ಪ. ಯಾ. ಸೊ ಅಂಕಿತ್ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಹಂಗ ಸಕ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟ ನಂತರ ಹೇರ್ ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾರೋ ಮಾಡಿದ ಅರ್ಚಿತಾ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಗುಡ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಐ ಗೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಡನ್ ಥ್ರೂ ವಿತ್ ಮೈ ಡಾಟರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಓಕೆ ಅವಳೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ ಹೆಂಗಾದ್ರು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ನೋ ಪಾಲ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೋ ಟು ದಿ ಹೇರ್ ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಲೂನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೈ ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಏನ್ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಾಣಲ್ವೇನೋ ಸಕದಾಗಿದೆ ನೀನ್ ಸಕದಾಗ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ನಾನು ಸಕದಾಗ ಕಾಣ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ನೀನು ಹೇಳು ಸಾಕು ಅಷ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು ಸೊ ನಾವು ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೀವಿ ಏನೋ ಸೊ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಸೇವ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂಕಿತ್ ಅಲ್ವೇನೋ ಮದುವೆ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಖರ್ಚು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸೊ ಸೊ ನಾವು ಕಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸೊ if I don't do the TDS, if I don't do the TDS, two penalizing provisions. First one, Ajit, paragila bido. So first one, disallowances under various heads of income. Such expenditure may be disallowed. Interest payable outside India or without having an arrangement of agent under section 163. Then section 25 says interest payable outside India under house property chapter, it is permanently disallowed if you don't do the TDS. Agreed? Final
Yes,
people,
yes,
final
yes,
people
sir.
know this. I have discussed this. Okay.
Yes,
Next, interest or salary payable outside India, Sandhyaka, okay, or 48 1 year as a case may be, also is disallowed under section 58 for income from other source. Then business income, plethora of disallowances, 40A1, 1A, we'll discuss. Intermediate student, don't worry, we'll discuss in detail. So expense will be disallowed. Chetan says, inchina marlengle arthane avondijje anta. I'll explain the meaning of disallowance for my intermediate friends. Imagine a P&L account. Net profit is 100 lakh. To consultancy fees, 10 lakh. Paid to, let us say, Bill Clinton, Kutta Clinton, Nai Clinton. Net profit is to 100 lakh. To consultancy fees is to 10 lakh. So what's your profit after deducting 10 lakh? Your net profit is 100 lakh. This 10 lakh rupees, 2 RMRs. Under section 195, when I make a payment to a non-resident, I should have done a TDS. If I have done the TDS, my income tax income continues to be 100 lakh. Net profit is still 100 lakh. Sivlakshmi. So after deducting 10 lakh, I hope you are visualizing. After deducting Ajit 10 lakh. So if I've done the TDS, I followed everything correctly. That's why my income continues to be 100 lakh. Prajna.
100 lakh.
If I don't do the TDS, the law says that 10 lakh rupees what you debit to P&L account, I will not allow you. It is called disallowed. My taxable income will become 110 lakh. Accounting income was 100 lakh. Taxable income become 110 lakh. Artha aita?
Yes,
So
sir.
like this, under house property section 25, under section, other so section 58, under business income 40 small a, there is a disallowance. Now, please do not generalize taxation law, okay? Saying that, hey, if you don't do the TDS, it is disallowed. Okay? Capital gain, there is no disallowance at all. Brokerage or commission, you are not done the TDS, it's still allowed. Samajh mein aa raha hai? So, other source, business income, so there are so many things which they never, disallowed earlier. Now they started disallowing left, right, center, everywhere. Capital gains, I'm sure nobody is listening to our session. Okay, they will also make an amendment maybe in 1 or 2 years. They should make it, in my opinion. Because why only capital gains should be excluded? As of now, there is no disallowance. I hope you're understanding.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy the birds, nature's beauty. Wow. Oh, so many. At least 25 birds are there. Wow. Very nice. It's okay. Enjoy. Let's move on. Illidivi. Sakat fair ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಸನ್ಲೈಟ್ ಬಿದ್ದಾಗ ಏನೋ ವೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಯು
ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಫೇರ್
ಅಬ್ಬಾ ಇದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಕಣೋ ವಿನಯ್ ಓಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಗಾಡ್ ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀನಲೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊವಿಷನ್ ಏನಪೂರ್ವ ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಅಲವೆನ್ಸ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಪುನೀತ್ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಪೆನಾಲ್ಟಿ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು TDS provisions. So penalizing provisions under TDS provisions. 201 within the bracket 1A. Inchina, Idisha, 201 within the bracket 1A says, if you do not do the TDS, there is an interest provision. Interest provision is, if you do not, 2 hours, I'm sorry, if you deduct but don't pay to the government, that means you're doing working capital management with others' money. Wrong, Tane. Law says you have to pay interest at 1.5% per month, Brijraj, or 18% per annum. Is to, Ajesh? 1.5% per month ಅಥವಾ 1.5 into 12 months ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಭೂಮಿಕಾ 18% ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಾ? Whereas if you are not at all deducted entire 10 lakh rupees I paid to Malini without deducting anything, then it's the loss is 1% per month. So I repeat, 201 within the bracket 1A. So I know you'll be wrongly thinking about the section. I'll chat box section ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ. Anyway, later on we'll show the notes also. 201 1A. Puridicha? Yeah. So 201 1A says, okay, interest at the rate of 1% per month or 12% per annum, Sri Lakshmi, when you're not at all deducted, but you're deducted but not remitted, it is 1.5% per month or 18% per annum. Comfortable? First point. This is the penalizing provision. Second one, under the TDS related chapter 221, they will levy penalty. If you're not done, okay, so now there is a fundamental difference between tax interest fees on left side and the penalty on the right side. Tax interest and fees is compulsory. Introduction class I told you, sir, I don't have money this time because of the COVID, I cannot pay the tax. Law says banbido. Tax interest and fees compulsory have to pay. Penalty, if it is a reasonable cost, it may be waived off, it may be condoned. Okay, some special cases department may condone. So 201 1A is compulsory, nothing doing, they cannot waive off. 221 penalty, if it is a reasonable cost, justifiable reason, good and a reasonable cost, they might waive off. Are you listening? Fair enough. So penalty provision, I hope all of you are listening. Okay, 221 and 271C, there's one more penalty provision also. Okay, so both say penalty up to the amount of default, because esto up to the amount, let's say 1 lakh TDS ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, penalty can be 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, maximum up to 1 lakh rupees may be levied. So not clear, I repeat this. Penalizing provisions, first one is under various heads of income, expense are disallowed. So house property chapter, business income and others, so 3 heads of income, understood? Second one, related to TDS chapter, 201 1A penalty interest, 221 penalty and 271C penalty. I hope you understood. Artha aita? Fair enough. Active agiri, class il active agiri, bidige don't sleep. Okay, just a minute. Okay, everybody came to the first screen. Okay, now coming back. So now certain special discussions. So W is reasonably we understood. Now let us get into the special discussions. What rate you should do the TDS? Law itself has prescribed the percentage, most of the cases, 1 or 2 exceptions being salary. Salary says depending upon how much I pay. But suppose if I pay 2.5 lakh salary, no TDS. If I pay 5 lakh rupees, subject to 87A, there may not be TDS. If I pay 6 lakh, depending on the slab rate, you do it. So fees, if I paid 6 lakh rupees, 1 lakh into 20%, 20,000 plus 12,500, 32,500. Next, when it comes to the other expenses like 184J, if it is professional fees 10%, 184C, different rate, they have prescribed a percentage. I'll be showing you a table little later, okay, which you need to by heart. Okay, Manoj? Fine. So the rates of the TDS are prescribed. A prescribed percentage is given. Prescribed percentage is given. First point. Second point, sir, this is for which head of income TDS has to be done? I never discussed. There is no concept called head of income. It is based on a list of expenses which are given. It is something like a service tax law, S12 service tax law. Finance Act 1994 had introduced the 3 services under service tax. I think SIT, stockbroking, insurance and telecommunication. These were the only 3 services, Mr. Vishnu, on which you are supposed to pay service tax initially when they introduced in 1994. Then they kept on adding so many services. One fine morning, it became 119 services, just like a Hanumanta's tail, no? It became 119 services. They kept on adding. Imagine 3 services in the 119 services. Then they said, it's pagalpan. No, let's do ulta. In Madhuro. So its service tax is applicable on all services. All services are covered, except 2 RMRs. Exemption as given in the exemption list or negative list as given in the negative list. That means any service is leviable under service tax law, minus 2 points if it is exempted. For example, you are exporting, it is exempted. At a negative list, certain items they say it is not at all coming under service tax law. So then negative list. So that's what they did. So whereas then later on in 1st July 2017 onwards, GST came into picture almost on a similar note. TDS law is still like original service tax law. They have given you the list of items on which you should do the TDS. So if an expenditure is covered under that section 192 to 205, whatever sections we are going to discuss, so TDS karna hai. If suppose it is not that, TDS nahi karna hai. Example number 1. A Limited paid consultancy fees to Nidhi Jain, 10 lakh rupees. TDS karna hai?
Yes.
Wait. Answer in the context. Mega.
Company.
Payment of income.
Consultancy fees. 184J. It comes under 184J. The expense is mentioned there. TDS karna hai. Next. Stipend. In the touching example. Stipend. Hello, Sumit. ಅವನ್ ಬರೋದೇ ಕಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ TDS ಬೇರೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. Why not applicable, Rakshit?
Sir, because stipend is not like salary, no, sir.
So salary, ನಾನು ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೋ. TDS ಓನ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟೆನ್ಸಿ ಫೀಸ್ ಕೊಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಪಾಪ ನೋಡಿ ಅವಳು ಬಡ್ಕೋತಾಳೆ ನಿಧಿ, ನನಗೆ TDS ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರಂತ. TDS has been deducted. ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟೆನ್ಸಿ ಫೀಸಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೈ ಸುಮೇಶ್, ವೈ ನೋ TDS ಆನ್ ಸ್ಟೈಪಂಡ್? ಸ್ಟೈಪಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು TDS. ಹೇಳೋ.
Sir,
Value, sir.
Less than limit.
I knew this stupid answer is definitely ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. Less than ಏನ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್? ಏನ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್? 30, 60, 90 ml ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ನಿಮ್ದು? ಏನ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್? ಮತ್ 30 one ನಿಮಿಷ. Wait. Now I paid 32,000 to Aisha as a professional charges. 32,000 is above limit ಏನ್ರೋ? You are talking about BL ನನ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು. Okay, 32,000 TDS ಮಾಡಬೇಡವಾ?
ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್.
Stipend in Bangalore or big cities like Mumbai, Chennai, whoever is listening, average stipend is around 5,000 rupees per month. 5,000 into 12, 60,000, which is about 30,000. And interest about 10,000 TDS ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Commission about 15,000 ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಪರಾಯಣ ಮದ್ದು 30,000, 60,000 ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿಲ್ವೇನ್ರೋ? So shall I write to C Institute saying that stipend is more there, is becoming TDSable? Let us reduce it to 1,000 rupees.
So TDS is not applicable on stipend because it is not under the list given in chapter 17.
Excellent, very good. See, you all other LBMs are giving no answer. ನಿಮ್ಮ answer correct. TDS not applicable, but why? Look at the Mangalore Times. Look, see, answer ಕೊಡಕ. ಈಗ even when I answered, A Limited one of the answer, but ಈ context ನಾನು ಏನು point discuss ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು, I was saying that it is an exhaustive list given there. So list, if it is there, yes, no. Nimdu idella eno below limit. What are you talking, sir? When you do commission 15,000 per TDS, sir, why not on 60,000, sir? How can you say that? The answer is now when I said service tax, many people have not even understood. Maybe okay, I'll repeat that. Original service tax law dalli apura concentrate made, focus made. Original service tax law nalli, they gave that 119 services, Pendal, Shamiana service. Amazing ಇತ್ತು ಅದೊಂಥರ. Okay, Pendal ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ service tax ಕಟ್ಬೇಕು. Okay, so barber cutting the hair service tax ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. Okay, again reasonably big, also exemption 10 lakh rupees and exemption ಇತ್ತು. So barber cuts the hair, government properly shaves ಅಂತ. That's what we used to say on the service. 119 services list ಇತ್ತು. So if it is within that list, service tax burna hai. Outside list, service tax no burna hai. समझ में आ रहा है? Same way, now TDS law is also continuing. They have made a big list, 182, 183, 184, 184A, so many items. That expenditure is covered under that section. If it is covered inside the TDS list, TDS karna hai, nahi to nahi karna hai. Beautiful answer by Sanjay. That is the expired answer. Did you understand? At least you know now where you lose the mark. Sir, TDS nahi karna, right answer. But yako? Yenike, why not? Because it is not there in the list. All your answers are wrong. All your answers are wrong. Okay, what you give, except Sanjay. So, have you come across stipend? Any section for stipend? You're not. No. So, one or two, and now you may say, sir, below limit, etc. Some of the MNCs, okay, may pay little high stipend. ಹಂಗಂತೂ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ MNC ಅಂತ ಓಡಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ. ಅವರ್ ಸಜೆಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಆರ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಸೈಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸಿ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ MNC. ಎನಿ MNC ಯು ವಾಂಟ್, ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್. ನಮ್ದು ಟಾಪ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ MNC ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ದು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಲೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ಹೇರ್. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಫೈನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅಂಟಿಲ್ ದೆನ್ ಮೈ ಸಜೆಷನ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ವೇನೆ ಶ್ರೀಶಾ? ಐನೋ ಕೆಲವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕ್ರೇಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ರೇಜ್ ಅದಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು MNC ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅರ್ಧ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಆ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಿ. ಆಗಡವ. So now coming back to the question, TDS is applicable only on the list of expenses which are prescribed under various sections given under the chapter 17B. Chapter 17B talks about TDS. Ali various section. Stipend is not included under any of the section. Hence TDS is not applicable. Have you understood how to answer now? This is why many a time we lose the mark. You know, our answer is right, but not rightly right. If you're not rightly right, you're out. Full stop. Next question. Yajjesh is a director in our company. He is appointed as a salary, 20 lakh salary. TDS karna hai?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who told you?
Law.
192.
192. Ikkada andre, who told you law anta? Yen law?
Income Tax Act.
Yar law? Law antavre. I know. Yav corporate law na? Yeah.
No, sir.
So section 192. Okay, what? I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think now it's audible. Now it's audible.
Yes, sir.
Audible, sir.
So section 192 very categorically says, okay, TDS has to be done because of salary. Next, Yajjesh is not an employee, but he's a director. And I'm audible correctly now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yajjesh is not an employee, but he gives because he's a director, we give him an honorarium for whatever activity, 10 lakh rupees. TDS karna hai?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Who told you?
194.
194J. So now look at the three examples. Stipend
Sir.
is not a salary, not a consultancy, not covered anywhere. But unfortunately, one of the MNCs in Bangalore does the TDS or stipend. Okay, one of the MNC does that. Okay, it is wrong. But ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾರು MNC ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡೋದು ಯಾರು? ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥನೇ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಇರ್ಲಿ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ರೆಮ್ಯುನರೇಷನ್ ಬೈ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ನೇಮ್ 2 RMRs. If it is salary, there is a section called 192. If not, there is a section called 184J. That's why TDS has to be done in both the examples of Yajjesh. I think you understood. Okay. Next question. Normally, okay, TDS has to be done by every payer other than individual and HF. A small fellow, individual, inchinamare TDS budu. Okay. Normally, TDS has to be done by whom? Sri Lakshmi? Payer other than, too much agta idya? Is it going too much? No, you're enjoying?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Previous question answer ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಸರ್ ಅವನು ಪಾಪ.
ಇದು ನೀನು ಪಾಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪಾಪ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ತುಂಬಾ ಪಾಪ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಡ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಗುಡ್ ಏನ್ ಐ ನೋ ದಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್. ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಎಂಜಾಯಿಂಗ್? ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಗ್ತಾ ಇರಿ, ಕಿರಕಿಲ ಅಂತ ನಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ. ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಓಕೆ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ನೌ ದ ವರ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು, ನಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಕುತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಕ್ಕೆ, ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಇದೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾರೆ, ಯಾಕೋ ಅಲ್ಲೋವಾ, ಯಾಕೋ ಇಲ್ಲೋವಾ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಎಂಜಾಯ್. ಜಪಾನ್ ಕಳ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಮತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೋ ಗೋವಾ, ಯಾಕೋ ಕಾಲ್ ನೋವಾ, ಯಾಕೋ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೋ ನೋವಾ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ಇರ್ಲಿ. ನೌ ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಈಸ್, ಯಾ ಈಶಾ, ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಈಸ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ನರ PIC ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ. ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ವಿಷಯದೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವಳೆಲ್ಲ ಸೃಜನಾ ಪ್ರಮೋದ್ ಇದೆಯೇನೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ?
ಇದೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಏನ್ ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ಯಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಇನ್ನು ನಿದ್ದೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಪಾಪ ಅವಳಿಗೆ? ಸೌಂಡ್ ಸ್ಲೀಪ್. ಶೆಟ್ಟಿ ಸರ್ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವಳು ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡವಳಲ್ಲಿ. ಇರ್ಲಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್. ಏನು? ಸೊ TDS has to be done by which payer other than individual and HF normally. So now ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಆಶೀಶ್ ವ್ಯಾಸ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಆಶೀಶ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆಯೋ? ಹಾಯ್ ಹೇಳೋ.
Hi, sir.
A limited paid ... ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. Now TDS has to be done.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Other than individual and HUF, normal.
ಯಾಕೋ A limited straight ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳೋ. Straight A limited company. Other than individual HF, you're right. So answer is yes. Next, ABC and company partnership firm Suvarna, they pay consultancy fees. TDS karna hai? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Answer yes, because it's other than individual and HF. So that means individual HF never comes as the TDS. 2 RMRs. Certain cases, whether it's individual HF, whatever you have to do it, 192 doesn't bother. Individual paying to individual, TDS has to be done, full stop. All other cases, maybe except 192 and one or two special case, I'm sorry, TDS has to be done by an individual and HF if and only if Raghutam is turnover, sales, etc. in the last previous year. Income tax previous year is not a previous year. Previous year is current year. Alva, alle confusion agot. Okay. So income tax some previous year is not previous year. Previous year is the current year. Alva. Then what is current year? Don't know. Bitaki. That's okay. So ready. Okay. So if your turnover, sales, etc. in the last previous year, correct language. Okay. The language is immediately preceding previous year, exceeds 100 lakh or 50 lakh as the case may be. There's a change in the law 2 years back. Earlier law was, those who studied at intermediate level, my present final friends, if you are covered under the tax rate limit of 44 AB clause A clause B, that wording so bit. Now tax rate limit confusion is there. That's a bit anta. Now the law is, if you are an individual HF and in the last previous year, if it is more than 100 lakh or more than 50 lakh, more than 100 lakh for a business SSC, more than 50 lakh for a professional SSC, then you must do the TDS in the current year, Vishnu. Let me give an example. Vishnu Panipuri, proprietorship concern. Now, we are discussing about the TDS applicable for previous year 2021. Yavda kappa?
2021.
2021. So, I need to see the turnover or sales of 1920 because it's the last previous year. Nidhi, kya ji? Last previous year. 2021 में TDS apply करना है तो आपको 1920 का turnover देखना है. So 1 year preceding. अर्थ तक दिया वेदांत. So 1920. So यार Vishnu Panipuri. 1920 is turnover is 60 lakh. TDS is applicable in the next year?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir. So 2021 TDS apply ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನದಿಯಾ. Okay. 2021 ನದಿಯಾ TDS apply ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ 2021 ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? TDS apply ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ you to see the turnover of 1920. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದೀನಿ? T-shirt ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಕಣೆ. Yeah. So caps ಇದಿರಬೇಕು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. Yeah. 1920 turnover is 60 lakh. TDS is not applicable in 2021. Understood?
Yes, sir.
1920 turnover is 120 lakh. Is TDS applicable in 2021?
Yes, sir.
Answer is yes, sir. Now, my final friends, 1920 turnover is 150 lakh. Is to 150 lakh. And he offers presumptive income of 8% without undergoing audit. So, turnover, my intermediate student, don't worry, I not taught you this, sir. My final friends, turnover kitna hai, Nidhi? 150 lakh. And he offers 8% under 4480. For 8% or 6%. Let us keep it at 8%. And no audit at all. No audit, I am telling you, authoritatively. So next year, whether when he pays consultancy fees, whether TDS karna hai?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
How many of you say yes?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
andre, you know, our normal reaction. This reaction. No, andre, this reaction. How many of you say yes? Yeah. Okay. No. Fine. Kondaya, what's your answer?
Yes, sir. You should deduct TDS. Why? Because there is no mandatory of tax audit as at all. Turnover exceeds.
That's it. You are right. Very good. So, moment the turnover exceeds 100 lakh, you should do the TDS in the current year. I hope you understood. Artha aita? Fair enough. So, tax audit or not, badmege. That provision is in you, not applicable. Earlier also actually that provision is not consequential, inconsequential. Yearly. Next. So, individual HF has to do the TDS only when the turnover in the last year. Now, last example, Vishnu, previous year 1920 turnover is 120 lakh. Previous year 2021 turnover is 60 lakh. In 2021, I hope you are listening. In 2021, he has paid a consultancy charge of 1 lakh. TDS has to be made?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
1920 above 100 lakh. Next year, whatever. TDS has to be made. Perfect. Next point. 1920, his turnover is 240 lakh. 31st March 2020, he stopped the business. 2021 turnover is 0. You know?
Zero.
Zero. And one of his personal land what he had, he sold through by taking the help of Vasudha, for whom he gave a commission of 25,000. I repeat.
Got it, sir. Got it, sir.
Company 1920 turnover is 240 lakh, above 100 lakh. That's it. 2021 turnover is 0. No business. Okay. So, and he has one personal land. Land is sold, for which he paid a commission to Vasudha 25,000. So, whether he should do the TDS in 2021. One sec. Yes said or yes reaction. You know now, or yes reaction. And no means no reaction. Ready? Reaction. Quickly. Kondaya, wait for a minute.
Yes. You are tackling with some tricks, sir, today.
I know.
This question.
You are smart, sir. So again, we have got 50-50 answer. Archana Pai, ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ reaction. ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಉಳಿದವರು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆಫ್ ಇದ್ದವರು at least ಕೊಡಿ. ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಮುದಿತ್, what is the answer? Sharavi Sri, Riya Pai, Kavana Sri, Revadi. This class is important in the exam point of view also, from all point of view. Yeah. Okay, right. Okay, Kondaya, hold to you.
No TDS at all, sir. Even turnover is not criteria. Capital gains, there is no concept of TDS.
Moment you said you did a trick. Okay, I realized that actually is the point you did. So, all of you agree with the Kondaya? No. Okay, right. Who doesn't agree? So, Raghutam says Kondaya. No, I don't agree with Kondaya. Okay. Raghutam, Yako, why you don't agree?
Sir, you told that it is a personal land he sold, right?
Correct.
So, if it is case of personal land, then it is not allowed as capital receipt in the books of accounts, which is nowhere related to business. So TDS to be made, which is chargeable to tax in the hands of the assessee.
ನಿನಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ನೀನು ಹೇಳಿದಂತ? ಓಕೆ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನನಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ TDS has to be made. TDS to be done or yes or no? Yes sir? No sir. No TDS.
But okay. Reason is different.
Reason is different. Okay, so what Raghutam says, so I agree with Kondaya but don't agree with Kondaya anta. Oh, Alva, that's fine. Okay, right. Anybody says yes? TDS has to be done? Beauty. 100% of you are wrong. Answer is TDS has to be done. Huh? Kondaya? Why? I know. This is the beauty of I think at least those who are sleeping now, you can wake up. Hey Nidhi, karna hai, TDS karna hai? Simply I told ma. Karna hai, nahi karna hai. Ye bunch ye badkotana avrige gottante. Nidhi bol rahe. Papa avಳು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಓಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ. ಹೇಳಮ್ಮ. ಯಾಕೆ TDS karna hai, nahi karna hai?
I'm not sure, sir.
You're not sure, huh? Now see, initially she said no. Now thoda confusion hai. This is the beauty of misunderstanding of the TDS law. Many of us, what we think, business is, first you are at least some of the things you are not dare to answer wrongly, because I clarified point by point. Many of you, some of you have thought, okay, right. Many of you have thought it is only for businesses. ನಾನು ಹೇಳೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಕನ್ಫರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. If the TDS is applicable only for businesses, why the hell there can be disallowance under house property chapter here? At least from there you should use the common sense. Adi alvene? Yeah, there's a common sense. So fine. So idkoli. TDS is unmute padra.
TDS
Let it make some noise. Make out. TDS is independent of heads of income. Independent of turnover in the current year.
Independent of the current year.
TDS is expense specific. And not head specific. It is independent of current year turnover, head of income, accounting treatment in the books of payee.
Accounting treatment in the books of payee.
Accounting treatment in the books of payer. Okay. These are the areas which many people actually have a wrong interpretation. What is the law? I said, first point is last year turnover is above 100 lakh in our example.
Yes, sir.
First point. Second point, yes, intermediate student may not be knowing. I am telling you, all the commission, and commission ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು, I think Srinidhi chatted about 50 lakh rupees
Yes,
for
sir.
the sale value. ನಾನು commission ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು clean ಆಗಿ.
Exactly.
Okay, so I know. ನಾನು commission ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾನೆ.
Yes, sir. Commission ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
All the commission cases, Ajit, thank you. Above 15,000, you should do the TDS. 1.5. If you don't know also, no problem. I'm telling you now. Above 15,000, TDS has to be done. Now, last year turnover is above 100 lakh. This year I paid a commission above 15,000. TDS has to be done. This year, whether I have a business or not. No, sorry, the personal land. Law doesn't say this. Law doesn't say this. Law doesn't exclude this. This is one of the common blunder by many people actually. So you should do the last. You are an individual. If you are a company, you karna hai. Okay. If you are an individual, last year if it is above 100 lakh, this year you must do the TDS if the commission is above 15,000 or any other expenditure exceeds the prescribed limit. Artha aithe nama Suvarna? Right. Okay. Hold on. So only point, Mr. Kondaya. And actually, Kondaya, moment you said your trick, I knew you would actually, you have caught one point, but second point you missed. What other point you was trying to say? Under capital gains, there is no disallowance. That is fine. Look at this language now very carefully. So you're doing articleship for CA and not CA for articleship. Artha agillala?
Got it.
You're doing articleship to become a CA, not CA for non-CA. I want to maja mad articleship office ali maja madake out of the pocket expense ali reimbursement ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು income ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ. Is it the objective? ಇಲ್ಲ ತಾನೆ? ಇಲ್ಲ. So ಈಗ ಪಾಪ out of the pocket ಇಲ್ಲ, out pocket ಇಲ್ಲ, pocket ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಈಗ. Yeah. So there are 2 points I made in that. With due respect to all of you listening, take articleship reasonably seriously, but articleship itself is not CA. Some people ಉಚ್ಚತ್ರ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಶಿಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ. ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಸೇ ವರ್ಕ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್, ಮೇಬಿ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ sometimes required, but at the end of the day you becoming CA is more important. 2 alphabets being prefixed to your name is more important. So full on ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರೆಕ್ ಲೀವ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. Some of the places first attempt they will not give 2 to 3 months for CA final, CA inter as the case may be. Then what is the use of doing articleship? It is meaningless. So our suggestion, work absolutely, because I am also a practicing chartered accountant. Our articles are also listening to this session also. So you have to get a reasonable leave for your examination. So articleship madi. Whereas full on madbiಟ್ಟು how many days leave? Exam days matra sir, 1 week. What kind of CA course you are doing it here? It's meaningless. So now coming to the connection. Srinaspura, ಮಾವಿನಕಾಯಿ ತಿಂತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಹರ್ಷಿತಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡು, ತಿನ್ನು. ನಂದು ಒಂದು ನೀನೇ ತಿನ್ಬಿಡು ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನಾವು ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಆಯ್ತು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಊರಿಗೆ ಬರೋ ತಗೊಂಬರಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಗೋಣಿ?
ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಗೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ಸರ್, ತಗೋಬರ್ತೀವಿ.
ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಬರ, ನೀನ್ ಮಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ತಗೊಂಬಂದು ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ನಾವ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಬರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು.
ಸರಿ ಸರ್.
ಹೇಳೋ ಸರಿಸರಳೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ತಂದು ಕೊಡ್ತೀಯ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರೇ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇರ್ಲಿ. Now heads of income, when I was talking about, independent of all these things. So what Kondaya was saying, sir, capital gains, if you don't do the TDS, there is no disallowance. That's correct. But who told you don't do the TDS? So very simple. Last year turnover above 100 lakh. This year you paid a commission above 15,000. Compulsory issue the TDS, whether it's a personal transaction or not. Now hold on. I am not a businessman. I am non-beda. Okay, we'll take Malini. Okay, she's a housewife ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So she is not housewife ಅಲ್ಲ, but pronunciation is housewife. But housewife ಅಂದ್ರೆ as if ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, housewife ಹೇಳಿ, ಏನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸೇ ಸ್ಪೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ PAL ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಅದೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಸಕ್ಕದಾಗಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಪಾಪ ಕಾರಿಡಾರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಸ್ ದ ವೇ ಇನ್ ದ ಕಾರಿಡಾರ್ ಅಂತ. ಏನೋ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಸ್ ದ ವೇ ಇನ್ ದ ಕಾರಿಡಾರ್. ಪಾಪ ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಗತಿಯೇ ಇರ್ಲಿ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ. ನಾವು ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಹರ್ಷಿ. ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಮಾಲಿನಿ ಪಾಪ ನೆವರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಎ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್, ನಥಿಂಗ್. ಓಕೆ, ಶಿ ಹಸ್ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟೆಡ್ ಎ ಮೇಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಮೇಡ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಪೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಆಫ್ 6 lakh per annum. Do you think Malini has to do the TDS?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Kondaya, your expertise, please.
No.
No, sir.
No. Yes. No.
Yes, sir.
Kondapati Teja. Now Kondaya wants to give a ulta answer. So because earlier answers, both answers are wrong. Right? Now he says, now if I think no, I will say yes. Let me say whether it's right. Okay, tell me, honestly, tell me, Kondaya, what's your heart saying? What is your brain saying?
Sir, I don't know the reason, sir, but TDS has to be deducted, sir.
I know. He's extra clever. Okay. Next, I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now reaction again. So no, what do you call, no audit, nothing. Okay. So Malini has paid 6 lakh rupees salary to her maid. How many of you say TDS has to be done? How many of you say no? Yes, under idu reaction. No, under idu reaction. Quickly.
If it is covered, it should be done.
ಯಾರದು ವಿಕಾಸ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಹೇಳು
ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕವರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ
ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಇಸ್ ಕವರ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋ 192 ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ನನಗೆ ಇಂಟರ್ಮೀಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಓಕೆ ಎಸ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ 192 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಬಟ್ ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಪೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಟು ದ ಮೇಡ್ ಓಕೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಶಿ ನಾಟ್ ಎ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ವುಮನ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ 6 lakh rupees ಕೊಟ್ಟವಳೆ ಟಿಡಿಎಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ
ಸರ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿಗೆ ಇದು ಟರ್ನ್ ಓವರ್ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಸರ್ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಯಾರದು ತೇಜ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಯಾವ ಲಿಮಿಟು ಇಲ್ಲ
Sir, now I got it, sir. Now you yes. Section 192 clearly whether individual or anything should deduct TDS and salary.
So TDS must
yes, if it exceeds basic exemption limit.
Obviously 6 lakh rupees I told no.
Yes, obviously should deduct, sir. Now section
so answer is yes. 192 is an exceptional section. Whom you pay salary bad mein gaya. Answer is yeah, TDS is must. Konda, you are right now. Okay, TDS is must, but if only for salary. Whereas if it is commission, etc., you have to see the last year turnover. Artha agta idea. So yes, 2-3 special points you have noted. One is TDS is not just for businesses, unlike wrongly pursued by some of you. So business idre matra nan hele illa. TDS law has never told that. Second point is TDS is applicable, okay, only for the SSCs. If you're having a turnover this year also, need not be zero. Third point is you would have thought it should be expenses covered under the income tax law. Need not be. It should be an expense covered under Chapter 17B. You are paid commission, whether you take it as an expenditure under business, other source, capital gain, or drawings. Inverted commas. Did you hear? Commission paid maybe for drawings above 15,000 rupees. If last year you had a turnover case above 100 lakh, TDS is done. I hope you understood. All of you understood? Next question. I purchased a building, 20 lakh, and I paid a commission of 25,000. Now you know commission above 15,000 TDS ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. Intermediate friends, understood? So last year my turnover is above 100 lakh. Above 100 lakh. So this year I purchased a building for 20 lakh. I paid a commission of 25,000. A commission anna I capitalized. My entry for that is building account debit to bank account 20 lakh 25,000. I never take 25,000 to the P&L account because commission is paid for purchase of a building. I hope you're enjoying the example. Education heltira correcta? Enchina panpara irege gottu marante. Yeah. So building account debit to what? Bank account. So commission has been capitalized. Commission has been capitalized. Okay, reaction please. Kondaya, hold on. Yes, no, same. Yes andre idu, no andre idu. Acceptable caps rotation. Yeah. Ajit says no. Then Nadia says yen helidru no heltala hudigi ಇವತ್ತು. Sumesh says yes sir. Suvarna doesn't want to say anything. Then Apurva doesn't want to say anything ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. Reaction ಕೊಡು, ಎರಡು ಸಲ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಊರು ಸುತ್ತಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ. ಒಂದು when I come to so many places ಅದು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Reaction. Okay, right. Sarayasri no, Riya Pai yes, Shravya no. Then okay, right. Kondaya.
It should deduct TDS, sir.
Why?
Capitalization is nowhere mentioned in Income Tax Act, no, sir.
That's it. Actually, if you remember, one of the points I said, it is independent of accounting treatment. Given by the payer or pay commission, you are paid above 15,000 TDS karna. So please remove, because again, one more, now today you are reasonably clear. Illandre, sir, P&L account, now first sentence, sir, P&L account debit side. P&L account ಬಂದಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ commission ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಯಾ TDS ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು ವರ್ಡ್ ಲ್ಯಾಗ್ ಆಯ್ತು. I hope you understood.
Yes sir.
Everybody understood because ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ?
Yes sir.
Commission or brokerage 184 HL ಬರುತ್ತೆ. I hope you understood. Clear about it?
Yes.
Fair enough. Okay. So now let us share screen for some time. Then I think our friend Grishma will do till my laptop. Okay. Okay, helps. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
sir.
There's a beautiful notes on TDS. Don't read anything other than that. Even after learning this much, you may still be uncomfortable for 2%. It is worth it because that section is like that. Okay. So, Illinda. So, as of now, read. Kiran Jain. Kata.
Yes, sir.
Pado. Chapter 17b.
Chapter 17b, Section 192 to Section 206 AA, tax deducted at source. The various provisions relating to TDS are covered under Chapter 17b of Income Tax Act 1961.
So, Chapter 17b, B for Badkolodo. TDS Madala Badkotra Department. That is 17b and the Baba Baba. Okay. So, 17 Nenipikodenga, Ilanda 18 years after Madhava wrong Madanta. Like in the Mudle Badkole, 17b and the next.
TDS refers to tax deducted at source by the payer at the prescribed rate at the time of accrual or payment of certain incomes to the payee. The following are the objectives of TDS: to collect income tax at the earliest opportunity, to provide information about the taxpayer, that is, the person from whom tax is deducted.
And from where TDS law is a very huge law. Actually, if you ask me, 100 marks TDS chapter madbodu. Astide TDS. Okay. But nevertheless, exam perspective, learn what is required. Okay. So here, from where we can learn the law, income the act 17A, 17B, 17BB, section 190, 206 CA. Then income the rules and procedures format is there. Double taxation avoidance agreement is there. Normally, you have to go by whichever is beneficial. Okay. Case laws are relevant, notifications and circulars. What is the rate of TDS?
Rates of TDS. Different rates of TDS are provided under respective sections for various payments made. Only in case of salary payment, the employer shall apply the income tax rates applicable for individual assessee.
So, whatever is applicable to the individual. For example, up to 5 lakh, assuming all of you listening? Class leader. Yeah, be in the class. Okay. So, up to 5 lakh salary I pay to Bill Clinton. TDS madaka bedva?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ashish, you said yes. I know your answer is right. Why right, Ashish? You are right.
Because for non-resident, there is no rebate.
See, moment he said yes, then confidence is because sir, 5 lakh rupees Bill Clinton is a non-resident, it is applicable. Whereas 5 lakh rupees if I pay to Ragottam, whether TDS is applicable?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Friends ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು CPD ಇದೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ 182 days ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅವನು ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಅವನು ಇದು ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 87 ತಲೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ರ ಶಶಾಂಕ್ ರಘೋತ್ತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ವ ನಿನಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆಂಚ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒನ್ ಬೆಂಚ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಶಾಲ್ ವಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಏನದು 87 ರಿಬೇಟ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ TDS is not applicable. Okay, fair enough. Next, so everywhere there is a prescribed percentage, okay, which I'll be showing you a little later. Salary chapter ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ it is based on the employee slab. You have to do the TDS. Next.
Note: no surcharge or education cess is applicable for TDS payment to an individual.
So, surcharge ಮತ್ತು education cess is normally not to be applied. For example, if I pay above 50 lakh rupees consultancy fees, then surcharge should have been done above 50 lakh. But normally surcharge ಮತ್ತು education is not applicable when you are paying to an individual. Make a circle, greening circle. Better Doro is okay, individual. Next.
However, the only exception being salary, where TDS shall be deducted even considering health and education cess.
Salary nalli elladakku exception. Okay, surcharge, education ella add madಬೇಕು when you are paying to individual ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು. Next.
In addition to TDS rates, surcharge shall be applied as follows.
Yeah, surcharge ಯಾರಿಗೆ other than individuals ಇದು. Individuals ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ within the bracket other than individuals.
Firms and domestic companies where total amount paid or credited under relevant TDS provision exceeds 1 crore rupees, 7% or 12%. Foreign
7% if it is above 1 crore. You know the surcharge slab. 12% above 10 crore. Foreign companies, it is 2%. Next.
Surcharge depends upon amount paid or credited and not based on total income of the assessee.
See, now if I pay 60 lakh rupees to Ragottam, and company atಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Okay. So above 50 lakh rupees surcharge, normally ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ 10%. Individual ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? Whereas now if you talk about a salary payment, 60 lakh if I pay, 60 lakh rupees. So 60 lakh rupees ಮೇಲೆ 10% surcharge ಬರಬೇಕು. 50 lakh to 100 lakh. Correct? Whereas he has got some other house property income of 400 lakh. So 400 plus 60, 460, he should be having a surcharge of 25%. I hope you know surcharge slabs of individual.
Yes.
So the surcharge has to be applied based on the total income of the payee, SSE, or it should be based on the amount paid. I said it should be based on amount paid. So read this again. Salary.
Salary, apply every component of tax, say tax rules, surcharge, cess.
So every salary, everything is applicable. Income tax, surcharges, yes, everything. Other than salary.
For
Beautiful
individual, no surcharge, cess. For non-individual, surcharge must HEC only when paid to a non-resident Indian or foreign company.
Yeah, so HEC only when paid to non-resident. So I repeat this. Confusion, get ready. Confusion, get ready. Okay. So when you pay to an individual, 2 RMRs, salary, you should do everything. Must and should do the TDS. Surcharges. Other than salary, only percentage, 10%, 5%, whatever rate, full stop. No surcharge, no education cess. Are you clear? Next. Other than individual, surcharge is a must. Surcharge is a must. HEC need not be paid. HEC is applicable only when you make a payment to foreign company or NRI. I repeat it. Individual get 2 RMR. Salary, do everything. Other than salary, except tax TDS rate, nothing is applicable. No surcharge, no education cess. Artha Tamalini. Whereas other than individual, surcharge is must. HEC is only for foreign companies or non-resident. Have you understood, Baba? All of you clear?
Yes.
I'm audible? I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So this particular para mainly for my CA final friends. It's basically saying 195. 195. Okay. So what should be the TDS rate? It should be as per the rates in force. So, however, section 90 subsection 2 says, suppose the rates in force is 20%. If the DTA says 14%, example, so you have to go by whichever is beneficial. So we normally go by TDS, whichever is less. So whatever we discuss on the top, HEC, chart kodidini. If you are paying to non-company, that is individual, okay, salary HEC is applicable whether you are resident or non-resident. Whereas other than company, other cases, HEC is applicable only for other than salary. For non-resident, for company, it is only for foreign company. It is applicable. Have you understood? Have you reasonably understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we'll take the questions later. We'll meet at 8:42, 8:28. I think 8:42. We'll meet. Take a break and come back. Vishma, you be the. I'll make you the host, ma.
Yes, sir.
Share screen ಏನೇ ಮಾಡವ ಮತ್ತೆ?
Yes.
Are you back?
Yes, sir.
Giloro?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We are back, sir.
Okay. Any doubts till now? You can ask. Anybody has a doubt?
Sir, brokerage in shares, they are charging, no, sir. If it exceeds certain limit, we have to deduct.
ಹೌದು.
But they are not giving option us to deduct TDS. No, sir.
Who is not giving the option? Who is not giving the option, sir?
Sir, brokers.
Are they department?
No.
Then you should do the TDS. Adini will be go to specific section al baratte, but nevertheless, answer is TDS has to be done. Everyone must do the TDS. Everyone must do the TDS, sir. Irrespective of who you are, what you are, how you are, TDS is compulsory. Compulsory. Okay, Ali, see, one more point. Sonali Bendre, yarro? Who is Sonali Bendre? Shetty sir is a jeans pant businessman. Sonali Bendre is my consignee agent. And she does the business and she sends the account sales at the end. And her commission, she will only deduct. Whether I should do the TDS? I repeat this. Look at this. Look at this. Consignment ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ knowledge ಇರಬೇಕು. I pay commission to Sumedh. I should do the TDS. ಅಲ್ಲಿ confusion ಇಲ್ಲ. I'm sorry. Next question. Next point. I appoint Sonali Bendre as my consignee. She makes the sales. She is eligible for 1 lakh commission. So assuming she made a total sales of 10 lakh, 10 lakh alli 1 lakh cut ಮಾಡಿ she will send me 9 lakh. So she only adjusts her commission. Whether TDS is applicable?
Yes,
Please,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Go by the initial discussion what we had. Is it a commission? Yes. Whether I am liable, let's say A limited, B limited, ಅಥವಾ whether I am individual awarded, like answer is yes. In what way you account baad mein gaya? Okay, TDS is must. TDS is a must. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ? All of understood? ಅನಾಗ ಮೇಯ್ತಾ ಇರು. ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ. ಶೇರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮಾಡಮ್ಮ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ರೇಷ್ಮಾ ತಿನ್ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನ್ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾ, ಸೊ ಫೈನ್. Now there's an interesting question. Okay, for a minute, all of you look at me. You're able to see me? Yeah. I have paid 10 lakh rupees to Kavana consultancy fees and deducted 1 lakh rupees and paid her 9 lakh. I'm supposed to pay 10 lakh. I'm sorry. And deducted how much? 9 lakh. 1 lakh and 9 lakh. So she files her income tax return. When she files the return, her total income is 10 lakh. Apuro esto 10 lakh underline. Enu yochane ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀಯ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಳೆ. Next statement of tax whatever comes, less TDS 1 lakh. Beautiful air. Okay, breeze. So 1 lakh. TDS she'll claim. Second case, I deduct 1 lakh, Sumedh. I pay her 9 lakh. Deduct 1 lakh and pay her 9 lakh. But I don't remit to the government. Can she claim a credit for the same? Innonsala heltini. First example, 9 lakh I paid her, 1 lakh I paid to the government. Obviously, I would have issued a form 16. I would upload the information. It is available in form number 26 years. Okay. So when she files the return, so tax on whatever income, less TDS 1 lakh, can she claim? Answer is yes, because I deducted and paid to the government. Second case, I deducted, I paid her 9 lakh, Nidisha. But 1 lakh deduct करने के बाद I kept quiet. Simple. I didn't credit to the government. I didn't pay to the government. Now, can payee claim less TDS, 1 lakh rupees? Can she claim?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Question ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ
Yes,
ನಿಮ್ಗೆ?
sir. She can claim it. She can claim
You
it.
can claim, but refund will not happen.
ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು I think I repeat the question. ಶರದಿ, ನಾವು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ ಬಟ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಕವನಾಸ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ 10 lakh. ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪೇಬಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಲೆಸ್ TDS 1 lakh. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಶಿ ಡೂ ಇಟ್? ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಶಿ ಕ್ಲೇಮ್ 1 lakh?
No, sir. No, sir. Because he is not deposited to government.
Not to government. Okay, right. And Kondaya says yes.
Tax deductor, no, sir.
Yes, sir.
There are two arrow marks. Tax deductor is get the tax.
I think, see, when multiple answer, raise your hand and answer. Okay, right. Vinay, answer.
Sir, deductor, there is two arrow marks. One is get the TAN or not. If he is not get the TAN, then there is no question of this thing. If he is a TAN but he is not remitted that amount to the-
ಅದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ಯಾನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಟ್ಯಾನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ಐ ಡಿಡಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ಕೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಮೈ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹುಸೇನ್ ಬೈ ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ
Yes,
ಐ
sir,
ಡಿಡಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಂಡ್
she can
can claim. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Kondaya, you had an answer.
Yes, sir. If TDS is not deducted, okay, I cannot claim. TDS is deducted by the deductor. Deductor was for how can I held liable for deductor's default, sir?
Okay, but the question here is, how will the department give credit to Kavana because government has not received 1 lakh rupees?
Ask the deductor, sir, not me.
Well, but the department, how will they know deductor agide ilva anta? How will they know? How will they give a credit? Form
They will
26
issue
okay. At least
Sir,
CFL
when
has
we are
met.
filing income tax return, we can mention their TAN and we can put this is the income I got from them and this is TDS they have deducted.
26 CSL ಬರುತ್ತಾ ಅದು ವಿನಯ್?
ಇಲ್ಲ sir, but ITRL we can manually enter their TAN now, sir.
Okay, and so ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಪ್ಪ, ಬಟ್ 1 lakh rupees ಗೆ 26 CSL ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ how will you give a claim a credit?
ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ.
That's what happened to Kingfisher employees.
I know, that's okay. Kingfisher employee ಬಿಟ್ಟಾಕಿ, Kingfisher ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡಿದೆ. ಸುಮೇಧ್, Kingfisher ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನ ಹೆಸರು ವಿಜಯ್ ಮಲ್ಯ had kept the color of the Kingfisher red. ವೈ ವೆಲ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಥಾಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಅವನು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇಳ ಅಪೂರ್ವ, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಡ್ Kingfisher ಏರ್ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ರೆಡ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇಳಿ? ರೆಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಸ್ಟಾಪ್, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏರ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಥಾಟ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಡಿವಿಯೇಷನ್. Sumedh actually was in airport and you saw one fellow joke ಇದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏರ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಮೋಕ್ ಮಾಡೋ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಸ್ನಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಪುಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಂತ ಸ್ನಫ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಜೆಂಟಲ್ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್, ಯಸ್ ಸ್ಮೋಕಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ Sumedh went near. Sumedh is a good boy. He went and asked, so how many cigarettes a day you smoke? He said, I am a chain smoker, so almost 50 cigarettes I smoke. Then how long you're smoking? He says last 25 years. So immediately Sumedh says 25 years into 50 per day, if you're calculated, probably with the amount what you would have saved, you would have purchased that flight which is actually parked there. So you would have purchased that. So immediately that person asked Sumedh, do you smoke? Sumedh says no. Do you own any aircraft? Sumedh says no. That other person says, thank you, I am Vijay Mallya anta. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ವಾ? Okay, right, out of syllabus. Okay, something similar. You may not understand, but try once more. Okay, some of you may be knowing this. Apurva is an MD of a company, top level company. She has constructed, so she has built that company, constructed built one company, MD. And MD alva, anytime you can go to the office. She went to the office at 11:30. When she went to the office at 11:30, so there was one person actually standing near the reception and alerting. So, and when MD is coming also, that person is not responding, not respecting. She got very irritated. She called him, what's your name? He said XYZ. Okay, what is your salary? He says 6,000 per month. She takes out from her purse 18,000 rupees and gives him. And she says, sir, you are fired. Normally, when you throw out an employee without giving intimation, you should give 2 times, 3 times. So 6,000 into 3, 18,000 rupees, you are fired. Avun kushagi took 18,000 rupees and happily jumped and went off. Because a big company, alva. Then Apurva went near the receptionist and asked, actually, which department is working? Which department in our company is working? What, madam, actually is not our employee at all. He is a pizza delivery boy. You know? So sometimes don't do AP anta. Okay? It's okay. Coming back. What are the question? So what are the question?
TDS credit.
Doesn't
TDS credit will be available or not?
Question ಏನಂದ್ರೆ I have done the TDS. So PE has received only 9 lakh. So but she has to offer income 10 lakh. Because her income is always gross income is 10 lakh. Now the question is, will she get credit of 1 lakh? Okay. So 2 RMRs. One argument, Suma, she should get a credit because actually she received only 9 lakh. Another argument is, sir, it is not with 1 second. Some local auditors have come. Auditor is a watchdog. No? So, I've taken a session at 11 o'clock somewhere on auditing. Not my area, but they told me I'm taking. At the intermediate, someone has asked me, Zoom ID kalsini. Not required. So I'll be doing time pass. Time pass. Okay. In a different way. You're getting disturbed because of so many watchdogs? Ilva? Okay. Right. Okay. So, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾರು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಕ್ಕದಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್ ತುಳು ಮೈ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್, ಬಟ್ ನೀವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಮದರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಡಾಟರ್, ಓಕೆ ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀಯಾ, ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ಲೈಫ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಡಾಟರ್, ನೀವು ಕಾಂಟ್ ಯು ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್, ವೈ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ಸಲ್ಟ್. ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ
ಅಜಿತಾ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡು.
So that girl was asking, why don't you ask in English? Why are you insulting me? Anta. So then immediately that mother says, when the dog is chasing you, and suddenly you have to say, you cannot say, excuse me, please don't come and bite. Anta. You have to speak in your local language only. No, dog will not understand. It's okay, come back. Now the question here is, Form 26CS is a procedural aspect. Can it conclude the law? Answer is no. 26CS is only suggestive, it cannot be conclusive. Answer, as some of you rightly said, including Kondaya, TDS credit has to be given to the payee. Section 205 gives the credit to you. 205 says, okay, bar on demand against the SSC, if TDS is deducted, whether paid to the government or not, payee must get the credit. Now, how will the department come to know? Yes, there is a procedural difficulty will be there. I understand, but TDS credit shall be given. Odama, 205, import section.
Yes, sir. Section 205, if tax is deducted, assessee shall not be liable to pay tax to the extent to which tax is deducted. 2 arrow marks. If tax is not deducted and not deposited with central government, section 191, payee shall pay the tax directly.
Tax is not deducted and not deposited. Not deducted, underline. Right side.
If tax is deducted but not deposited with central government, payee shall not be liable.
So payee is not liable. Make a circle. That is 205. So which are the cases where payee has to pay the taxes himself? First point.
3 possible cases where the assessee has to pay tax by himself, where a payment of income is not covered under exhaustive provisions of TDS.
Okay, look at me. Assuming Kiran is my article and I am paying 4 lakh rupees as a stipend. 4 lakh, hypothetically. Okay, so whether TDS has to be done, answer is no. Whether she has to pay the tax, answer is yes. So, 4 lakh rupees may subject to 87A. Assuming I'm paying 6 lakh. 6 lakh rupees. So, there is no TDS provision. She has to pay the tax by herself. Understood? Next, down, Grishma. Yeah, next.
Such income is covered under TDS, but the payer has not deducted the tax.
So if the payer is not at all deducted but not paid, not at all deducted, then pay has to pay the tax. Next.
When TDS rate deducted is lesser than applicable tax rates on such income in the hands of the payee. Example,
see, consultancy fees, the TDS rate is 10%. Esto? Normally.
10%.
10%. Assuming the amount paid is 30 lakh, about 10 lakh, don't you think that 20 lakh gets taxed at 30%? So TDS, what you made, Shashank, is at 10%, but about 10 lakh income gets taxed at how much? 30%. That is why. So differential tax, let us say total income 30 lakh. Other tax, let us say, comes to 20 lakh and 30%, 6 lakh, 7 lakh. Whereas TDS made is only 3 lakh. Balance 4 lakh he has to pay from his pocket. Understood, Sumant? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. 30 lakh is the amount paid. I pay 30 lakh to Nadia. 10% ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು, Nadia?
3 lakh.
3 lakh, sir.
3 lakh ಹೇಳಿ ನಿಂಗೆ 3 lakh ಅಂತ ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಆಯ್ತು, ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಓಕೆ, ಇರ್ಲಿ. So 3 lakh is the amount what has been deducted. But 30 lakh, assuming there is no expenditure to you, okay, what is the tax on 30 lakh? Up to 10 lakh, 1,12,500. On the balance 20 lakh into 30%, 6 lakh, somewhere around 7.5 lakh but the tax. But TDS is to only 3 lakh. Don't you think 4.5 lakh you have to pay from your pocket? Answer is yes. So 3 possible cases where the T himself has to pay. One case, income has been given, but no TDS is done. Second case is TDS deductible, but TDS is not done. The third one is differential tax. TDS is only 10%, 2%, 1%, but the tax may be higher. Differential amount you have to pay from your pocket. I think everybody is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now this is the most important. See, TDS is the most complicated in the sense, too many provisions, too many. Again, CFL students, some of the sections when I discuss later, you'll understand and appreciate. But at the introduction level, I made it a very basic discussion covering all the provisions. I made around 12 points, so which is applicable to all the TDS sections. So the point, my suggestion to all of you, at least these 12 points, okay, write and read once. Then again for CFL people, there are 62 points separate point I have given. Other
General provisions.
Each point understand carefully. Extremely important.
General provisions. TDS provisions are exhaustive in nature, meaning TDS obligations arise only on those items for which there is a specific provision in the law. Example, honorarium on guest lecture.
Honorarium on guest lecture. Okay, so there may not be honorarium guest lecture, no TDS. Honorarium on guest lecture / stipend, no TDS. Because there is no section mentioned about it. Arthakta idea. Okay. Then green ink alli enadu idre ee tara, it means it is an amendment of budget 2020. Idu amendment agiddu. Hodama.
Normally, TDS provisions are applicable for payers other than individual and HUF. However, when individual or HUF has total sales, gross receipts or turnover from business or profession carried on by him exceeding 100 lakh rupees in case of business or 50 lakh rupees in case of profession in the immediately preceding financial year, then such assessees are also liable to TDS provision, that is deducted tax at source.
Yeah, so individual HF, make a circle, above 100 lakh or above 50 lakh rupees in the last previous year or immediately preceding financial year, then is liable to do the TDS. Example 1.
Example 1. Mr. X individual carrying on Pani Puri business. Professional charges paid during the current previous year 2 lakh. Case 1. Turnover of Mr. X during last previous year 90 lakh. No TDS obligation.
No TDS obligation, 90 lakh. Next.
Professional charges paid is rupees 57 lakh in the above case 1. No TDS obligation even though the recipient is covered under tax audit.
So above 50 lakh when you give, obviously it comes under what? Tax audit. But still there is no TDS obligation because in the last year turnover is below 100 lakh. Artha aita? Sabko samajh mein aa gaya? Okay, next. Ashwini or Anaga continue. Next.
P. Normally TDS obligation arises at the time of payment on or credit, whichever is earlier. Even
underline normally. TDS obligation arises at the time of payment or paid, whichever is earlier. Next one, very important, which majority of you gave a wrong answer. Next point.
Even provision entries are covered under TDS.
Underline provision entries, because I told you provision is nothing but an expense entry. Audit fees account debit to provision for audit fees, then P&L account debit to audit fees. That means audit fees ge madadu ನೀವು provision entry ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಲ್ಲ. You are making a TDS. So one more point, please understand. You are not making a TDS on provision. You are making a TDS on the expenditure behind that provision. Expenditure behind that provision. Artha agta idea? All of you are understanding?
Yes.
Sorry, I think my video was
Yes,
on.
sir.
Okay, next.
Fourth one, payer's responsibility towards TDS. A. Obtain TAN by filing form 49B.
ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು
Collect the
ಒಂದು
PAN from-
A1 obtain self PAN. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಂದೇ ಪಾನ್. Obtain, ಅದು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಮ್ಮ ABCD ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಗ್ರೀಷ್ಮಾ. Obtain self PAN ಅಥವಾ PAN for self by filing form number 49A.
Collect the PAN from each of the payees covered under TDS, else 206AA.
Yeah, if you don't do it, there's a penalizing section which says TDS can be twice or 20%, whichever is higher. Next.
C. Remittance to the government. March month, 30th April of assessment year, as per notification number
Whatever.
41.
Fine. Okay, that is the old notification. So now you remember March month, what is due date? 30th April. In all other case, within 7th of next month, within the bracket, month is considered as a block. Month is considered as a block. That is expense of April 10th, April 15th, April 30th. Expense of Rashmi, April 10th, April 20th, April 30th. TDS to be remitted by
7th May.
7th May. Okay, continue.
With the prior approval of Joint Commissioner, the AO may permit quarterly payment of tax under Section 192, 194A, 194D, 194H, and the due dates are.
So all these sections, see, this one more very important law provision which most of us have missed it. So even quarterly payment is permissible with the prior approval of Joint Commissioner only for the following cases. 192 is salary, 184A is interest other than on securities, 184D interest commission, 184H is commission. In the following 4 cases, all the sections will come a little later. You can also go for a quarterly payment. Instead of paying once in a month, you can pay once in a quarter. So first quarter 7th of July, second quarter 7th October, third quarter 7th January. Last quarter ends with the March only, 30th April. Can you remember?
Yes.
Next.
D. Issue TDS certificate in Form 16 read with Form 12BA and Form 16A.
Yeah, 16 and 12BA is for salary, whereas 16A is for most of the other cases. Next.
File quarterly TDS returns.
Returns in form number 24Q, 26Q, etc. Next.
Fifth one, the defaults possible by the payer are no deduction or short deduction, deducted but not remitted. Procedural defaults say not filing TDS returns, not issuing Form 16, etc.
Next.
The 2 categories of penalizing provisions are 2 arrow marks. First one, Chapter 17B related, further 3 arrow marks. Interest under Section 201(1)A, penalty under Section 221.
201(1)A. There's a detailed notes later, that's why I'm not given there. But still you write 1% bar 1.5% per month. Income tax, there is no concept of compound interest. It's always a simple interest. Income tax, compound interest concept. It is always what? Simple interest.
And interest also not number of days, number of months, sir.
When we do the calculation, we do it. Okay. 1 day you delay, 1 month is covered. That is again a block, as you said, Vinay. Okay. So January 2nd or January 10th, it is same. GST nalli it is based on number of days. Income tax it is based on number of months. You are right.
Thank you.
Continue.
Penalty under Section 221. Penalty under Section 271C.
Connect those two and right. Normally up to the amount of default. In default martira allivarige irutte. Next, disallowance under various heads. I'll not be reading that now because for PF final people it is already done. Intermediate people I will not understand now. We'll discuss later. Remember there's a disallowance. Ashak, come down. This chart I'll just skip it for the time being. CFNL people, I hope you know this.
Yes, sir.
Down, Grishma, down. Next, full discovery. Okay, next. Next point.
Explanation to Section 191, TDS obligation exists. 2 arrow mark. First one, TDS made by the payer.
explanation to 190 and 181, they are general provisions. Before we enter the TDS specific provision, dash when TDS obligation exists. When idre TDS obligation idre and TDS is made by the payer, is all right. Everything is all right. So no penal provisions. Understanding?
Yes, sir.
Odama, full Odama from the beginning.
TDS explanation to section 191. TDS obligation exists. 2 arrow mark. First one, TDS made by the payer. No penal provisions. Second arrow marks, TDS not paid by the payer. Further 2 arrow marks. First one, tax directly paid by the assessee or payee. Further 2 arrow marks, payee is not assessee or payer in default, but penal provisions say interest gets attracted. Second arrow mark, assessee, payee has not paid taxes. Payer is assessee in default and hence all penal provisions are attracted.
Yeah, share screen off for a minute. Okay, now look at me. All of you are able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I am a payer. Sumit, who am I? I was supposed to do the TDS. The important chart of the first case, Apurva. I am supposed to do the TDS like Shetty sir. I did the TDS. I follow the law correctly. I did the TDS. Any problem? What am I paid 10 lakh rupees to Vishnu consultancy fees. I didn't do the TDS. Yeah. So I did do the TDS. Any question in the chat? You said the chat part today, and then we'll take all the questions. Okay. Please don't chat because I may not be able to go through here and there. Okay. You're able to see me correctly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're able to hear me correctly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Chetan. I'm supposed to do the TDS and I paid 10 lakh rupees to X. I didn't do the TDS. 2 RMRs. So I paid to, let's say, Archana, and Archana included the 10 lakh rupees in her income. Other income also added. Total tax came to, let's say, 4 lakh, and she paid by herself. TDS is not bad. She paid. Then she gives me a proof saying that, I have done the TDS. Now, after 6 months, 1 year, don't do the TDS. I have done that. She gives a proof with a certificate from a chart account. The department says, by hook or crook, somewhere I got a tax, Alva. Whether from payer or payer, I got a tax. Right? I got a tax. So, Shetty sir is not a payer in default. Shetty sir is not a payer. I'm talking to payer. I'm not a SC in default. I'm not a payer in default. And obviously, Archana is concerned, no issue because she has paid the tax. Now, the next question is, now look at this. I made consultancy fees payment to Archana April 2020. I should have remitted TDS by 7th May 2020. All of you are considering?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
7th May 2020. I didn't do that. Now, Archana, when she filed the return on 31st July 2021, included a payment, she paid a tax. No doubt government got the tax. But don't you think government lost the interest from May to July? She should have, government, had there been perfect TDS payment, government would have received the entire amount in May. Now, because there's a delay in payment, the government has lost the interest. That's why interest and penal provisions will continue even after payee has deposited the money after that. At least penalty they may not levy, but interest from May to July has to be paid. Ankit. So all of you understood, or you want me to repeat? Hello, Chetan, explain, madam.
Repeat, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. ಸರ್ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ದ ಪೇಯಿ ಇಯರ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಮೀ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ ನೀವು ನನಗೆ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು TDS ಕಟ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಬಟ್ ನನಗೆ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ ಕೊಡೋರು ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕಿತ್ತು TDS. ಸೊ ಅವರು ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಏಪ್ರಿಲ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ May 7th ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ದುಡ್ಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ನಾನು ಜುಲೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮಂತ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಮಂತ್ ಏನು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೋಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೇಟ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ದುಡ್ಡು, ಆ ಮಂತ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ದಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಪೇಡ್.
Okay, perfect. So basically, government should have received the money from me on 7th May 2020, but they received the money from payee on 31st July 2021. So 1 year plus there's a delay in payment to the government. That's why government will still levy interest to Shetty sir or Archana.
Shetty sir.
Shetty sir.
Obviously Shetty sir, because I am the person who has defaulted. So I repeat, the TDS obligation exists, Anaga, 2 RMRs. I do the TDS, full stop, no discussion. I don't do the TDS, 2 RMRs. I don't do the TDS, but Archana is a good girl, she will pay the tax. Then I am not necessarily in default, but interest will be still applicable. Right side. I don't do the TDS. Archana, Shetty sir, the pakka student, alva. She also doesn't pay the tax. Then obviously Shetty sir will be SSC in default, okay? And interest provisions will be applicable. Obviously, if Archana Pai doesn't pay the tax within her due date of 31st July, ಅವಳಿಗೂ interest ಬರುತ್ತೆ 234A, etc. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತೇನೆ?
Yes, sir.
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮಾಡಮ್ಮ ಗೀಸ್ಮಾ. ಓದಮ್ಮ.
Normally, the payee can file a declaration or certificate in prescribed form for low or no deduction of tax.
Example number 1. What is my age, Anaga?
45.
In prakara.
45.
Hey, LBA, what you think about me? It's something like a beautiful statement. The salary earned by a wife, anta. Salary earned by the husband. Okay, so Sumed's wife Muniamma is earning salary. Chi. Muniamma and Sumed is the husband. Salary earned by Sumed is, let us say, 10 lakh. What is told to his wife, maybe initial period of marriage, maybe 20 lakh. Sumed says. What wife tells to her friends is 40 lakh. That is the normal thing. And the idealistic scenario, what Sumed wants to earn is what Muniamma's friends actually claim about Sumed's salary. Artha agilla? Yeah, so I repeat, Sumed is earning a salary of 10 lakh, but he tells his fiance or marriage immediate wife gets to 20 lakh. Where Muniamma tells to her friends that my husband is earning a salary of 40 lakh. She will obviously double and say. And idealistic scenario for Sumed to earn the income is what, not what he actually earns, what his wife's friends say. Innu artha agilvena Sumed? Then get married and ask her. She will tell you. Okay. Now the question, let us come back. Anaga, hello, LBM.
Illa idini.
Tell me, how much is my age as per your version? 95?
Nan version 45. Nim version adre 18.
ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೋ ಮಸ್ಕ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಏನೋ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಮೈ ಏಜ್ ಇಸ್ 95. Okay, my age is 95 ಇರ್ಲಿ, and I am getting FD interest from bank. Let us say my age is 85. I said no, 85. Okay, right, yeah. Agree. All questions, please don't chat now. I'll take all last 10-15 minutes question. Please don't chat. I'll not be able to respond. Sorry. Now my age is 85. I received an FD interest of, let us say, 4 lakh rupees. Now, under 184A, don't worry about the prescribed amount. I have not taught you as of now. Under 184A, my TDS obligation arises to the banker when he pays above 50,000 to me. Who am I? Senior citizen. Above 60 and I am senior citizen, tane?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes,
Can you hear
sir.
me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Audible. Senior citizen. You are not visible. Okay, right. I'm a senior citizen. So 184A says TDS obligation arises. So Canara Bank pays me, let's say, 4 lakh. they should have done the TDS. Let's say 10%. Okay. Now the question here is, what's my age, Anaga?
95.
95. Oh, that's extra.
85.
I
85 years.
95 nearly paragila withdraw. Then again, okay, 95. So my 95 years ago, what is the below taxable limit?
5 lakhs.
5 lakh.
5 lakhs. What is the use of doing a TDS when I'm not liable to pay the tax? That is why I can file a declaration that the form number 15G. 15H ಯಾರಿಗೆ H ಏದಾದವರಿಗೆ 15H ಏಜ್ ಆದವರಿಗೆ above 60. 15G ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ below 60 ಗುಲ್ಡೂಸ್ಗೆ ಅನಗ ನಿಂದು ಏಜ್ ಎಷ್ಟು 18 years ಫಾರ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 8 years ಇಂದ ಅವಳ ಏಜ್ 18 ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ ಇರ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಮೇತ ಅಕ್ಕನ ಏಜು ಅಲ್ವಾ ಇರ್ಲಿ
ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 20 years ಇಂದ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾಳೆ
ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾವಳ ಓಕೆ ರೈಟ್ ಫೇರ್ ಇನಫ್ ಓಕೆ ಇರ್ಲಿ ಸೊ ಅಕ್ಕ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಆಯ್ತು ಸೊ 15H out remember H age adange okay 15H 60 years and above others should give 15G. So I will go to Canara Bank and say, sir, my age is above 60, my income is below taxable limit, don't do the TDS. So that's the declaration. Understood? Next point.
Yes,
next
sir.
point. 197I etc will come into picture. Okay, the next point is, okay, when you talk about consultancy fees. Okay, I received a consultancy fees of, let us say, a contract amount from Summit. Let us say I received 6 lakh. Obviously, you should do the TDS. But I have an expenditure for that 4 lakh. 6 lakh minus 4 lakh is income.
2 lakh.
I'm a normalist. It is below taxable limit. So I will go and tell, I'll give a 15G to Summit saying that, you know, in 6 lakh korta idea. But then the 4 lakh rupees expenditure, use the brain. 4 lakh rupees I have expenditure. So that's why don't do the TDS. How will he know what is my expenditure? How will he trust that my expenditure is 4 lakh? That's why department doesn't accept a declaration in form 15G, 15H. If I say that my income is below taxable, then I need to apply in form number 13 to the department saying that, sir, my income, what I'm going to receive from Summit is 6 lakh, but I have an expenditure. Just look at this, what you call document, what I'm submitting, 4 lakh. My income will be below 2.5 lakh rupees. Please give a certificate directing Summit not to deduct the tax or deduct the tax at a lower percentage. That is called certificate. You are not understood. I repeat. With the logic, there are two concepts for claiming, deducting low or no. No deduction or low deduction instead of 10%, 1% ataralla. So no deduction ge declaration. When can I give a declaration? When the payer gives the income which is above the TDS limit. Now 50,000 ginta ಜಾಸ್ತಿ bank interest ಕೊಟ್ರೆ for senior citizen TDS ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Above 50,000 interest दिया तो TDS करना है. लेकिन I am a Buddha Sala, 95-year-old. My income is below 5 lakh rupees, even though I received 4 lakh. So it is very evident, at least there is a proof that I am an aged person. I can give a certificate. So bank will know that, okay, straight away they don't do the TDS. So declaration is enough. Declaration kisko dena hai? So payee has to give a declaration to the payer. Concentrate. Yeah. Payee has to give declaration to the payer. And this case, obviously, he can ask for a certificate. I'm a senior citizen. So below 5 lakh rupees, not taxable. So no TDS will be done by payer. Have you understood the first point? Declaration, Malini?
Yes.
Okay. Next is the case. Now, Summit gives me 6 lakh rupees contract amount, whatever amount. 6 lakh is above the TDS limit. Now I say, no, 6 lakh what you pay is taxable, but I have expenditure for earning that income 4 lakh, which is allowable. So while computing my business income, 4 lakh is allowable. I say, so my income will become only 2 lakh. How will he know the authenticity of this expenditure? That is why if I give a declaration to Mr. Summit, he cannot accept the declaration. He says, get a certificate. From whom? Department. So I need to apply to the department in form number 13. So they give a certificate saying, Mr. Summit, do not deduct the tax for this particular period on this particular amount. So when you are paying to Mr. Shetty sir, either do not deduct or instead of saying 10%, they may say deduct at 1%, 2%. Did you understand the concept, everybody? Nirisha Shetty, explain
Yes, sir.
declaration for certificate. Nirisha, explain कर रहे हैं. इधर सो रही क्या? क्यों वीडियो ऑफ है? हैं?
No, sir.
बोलो अभी डिक्लेरेशन वर्सेस सर्टिफिकेट बोलो.
Declaration certificate when old age person is his income is less than below exemption limit, then he has to give the declaration certificate, and the tax deduction is not required. And second point, I didn't get it.
Because your video is off LPM. Apurva, Ankit explain madam. Ankit to Apurva yaar explain madam. Apurva explain madam.
Sir, he has to also file Form 13 with the government, declaring that his income is below the exemption limit, and then the government will notify the tax deductor.
Issue a notify Allah. You know what is not today. Issue a certificate directing the payer not deduct the tax. Okay. And again, declaration need not only by senior citizen. Declaration can be by others also. Nidisha. Senior citizen के form number 15 है, others के form number 15 है. अर्थ आया, समझ में आ गया? Okay, continue. Next point.
Section 192 is an exceptional section for most of the general provisions explained above.
That you leave. We'll discuss separately next. Point number 11.
Point number 11, TDS obligations are irrespective of treatment of expenditure in the books. Further, TDS obligations are expense specific and independent of the heads of income. Example 1, machinery purchased for rupees 10 lakh, labor contract for installation rupees 2 lakh. Answer, even though such 2 lakh is capitalized, TDS under section 194C is must. If TDS is not made, 2 arrow marks. First one, penal provisions under TDS shall be attracted. Second arrow mark, but no disallowance under section 40A1A. Depreciation shall be allowed on 11 lakh.
Yeah. My CA final friends, intermediate, just relax. You can listen if you understand, great. Otherwise, don't worry. CA final friends, can you listen?
Yes, sir.
Now, I paid 2 lakh rupees on which I should have done the TDS. If I had not done the TDS, compulsorily TDS related penal provisions will attract. Now, what about disallowance? Disallowance will not be there because disallowance is only for that expenditure which is otherwise allowed. 2 lakh rupees I capitalized. It is not debited to P&L account. There is no question of a disallowance. ಈಗ ಸಮ್ಮಿತಿದ್ದು ಮಾನಮರ್ಯಾದೆ ತೆಗೆಯುತ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾನಮರ್ಯಾದೆ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ, ಮಾನಮರ್ಯಾದೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ತೆಗೆಯೋದು ಹೆಂಗೆ? ಅದೇ ತರ here when you talk about disallowance, it should be otherwise allowed. First point. Next point is very important, which unfortunately lawmakers are not observed yet. I'm sure they are not listening to my discussion. They may amend. TDS model disallowance illa okay. What about machinery cost? 10 lakh plus 2 lakh, 12 lakh agate. Can I claim depreciation on that? Answer is yes. And so fortunately or unfortunately, there is no provision as of now. If you don't do the TDS, depreciation is not allowed. Anta losses is allowed. I hope you understood. Artha aita?
Yes, sir.
Point, heroine.
Example 2, Mr. A CA, previous year gross receipts 57 lakh, current year gross receipts 7 lakh, sold building and paid commission of rupees 20,000. Answer, Mr. A has to deduct the TDS under section 194H even though such payment is covered under capital gain.
Next.
Section 195 deals with payment to non-resident. Most of the other provisions deal with resident.
Continue.
Proviso to section 2011.
Yeah, 2011 ಕೆಳಗೆ there is an important proviso which has been amended 3-4 years back. Corresponding provision is there in 40A, 40 small a. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು small blunder ಇದೆ. 40A recently they have also included non-resident, but corresponding amendment has not happened on a proviso. What is that? Anaga reads.
First one, payer being any person, including principal officer of the company. The payer defaulted in deducting the tax. Payee is a resident. Payee has furnished his total receipts under 139, need not to be within due date, but should not be a written in pursuit of section 142(1) notice. Such income received is included in the income tax return. Payee has paid tax on the same. A certificate has been obtained from the accountant In this regard, Form 26A, accountant means accountant defined in explanation to Section 288(2) CA in practice.
Yeah. So, who is an accountant? Accountant andre chartered accountant. Okay, alli modu certified auditors anta ittu, those chartered accountant. What exactly this provision? Proviso to 2011 says, payer being a person, any person, including principal of the company, payer has not deducted the tax. And payee being a resident, ili resident idali non-resident ide, payee has furnished his income tax return, TR alladu, ITR, I agbe, I illoyto, Grishma, ITR anta madkoli, ITR, under section 139. Now, very important, my dear friends, CFL friends especially, 139 1 anta nanu helilla. ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು? 139, 131, 133, whatever it may be, need not be within the due date, but should not be returned in pursuant of 141. And payee has included such income and paid the tax and gets a certificate, then payer shall not be assessed in default. What is the law saying? As long as payee has included that in his income and he has filed the income tax return under section 139, payer will not be called assessed in default. Artha aita? Yeah, intermediate people, don't worry too much. I'll be discussing this again when I go to the business income. Continue.
In the above case, the payer shall not be assessee in default. Further, penalty under section 221 shall not be levied unless the default is proved to be without good and sufficient reasons.
Sufficient reason. Yeah, Vishma, come down. Yeah. Vodama.
Example, Shetty Sir and Co. paid interest to Niru without TDS. She included such income and paid the tax. 2 arrow marks for
some of you would not understood. That's a clarificatory chart. Beautiful chart. I paid the interest to Niru, Niranjan anta board student. Avarige TDS madilla. What happens? 2 arrow marks.
For Shetty Sir and Co. further 2 arrow marks. First one, no disallowance if Niru is resident in India. Second one, however, penal provisions relating to chapter 17B is retracted.
Yeah, alli no disallowance ashte saku. If Niru is resident in India, better, because 40 anale amend agide. No disallowance, full stop. If Niru is resident in India, strike out madi. Next.
For Niru, there cannot be penal provision. Nevertheless, advance tax is applicable and accordingly 234B and C shall be attracted.
Don't worry. Next.
If it is of April 2020 interest, Niru included in his total income and paid tax in December 2021, government has lost interest from May 2020 to December 21. Hence, section 201(1)(a) shall be attracted for the above period for Shetty Sir and Co. payer.
Yeah, full stop. Share screen off madama. Okay. Now look at me. One of the practical discussion again. You know, holding company, subsidiary company anta kelidira? Have you heard of this?
Yes. Yes, sir.
In one of our clients' case, Yokogawa case, Yokogawa is taking a telecommunication service from British Telecom. And Yokogawa is a big group having offices across the world. Now, let us assume they have 20 companies. Each company, if they enter into an agreement with the British Telecom and start getting the, what you call, services, maybe they have to pay, let us say, 100 lakh rupees for the service. 100 lakh into 20, it will be 2,000 lakh. So what Yokogawa group at Japan does, they enter into a single agreement with British Telecom, saying that we want for every subsidiary company, so that they will be able to get a bulk order discount. So you are purchasing in one huge, instead of 20 different companies asking for it, you are going to get it in one lump sum. Understood the question? So now the question here is, let us take it as an example of India one. Okay, H Limited is a holding company, S Limited is a subsidiary company. S Limited has to pay advertisement expenditure of 10 lakh. And advertisement is coming under TDS. 184CL baratte TDS. Kelskota jira? So TDS baratte. So S Limited had to do the TDS under 184C normally. Now the question here is, S Limited's advertisement expenditure 10 lakh is directly borne by H Limited. Directly borne by H Limited. So I'll tell you the accounting entries first. In the books of S Limited, entries advertisement expenditure account debit 10 lakh to H Limited because H Limited has paid it. In the books of H Limited, it is a subsidiary company account debit. They have to receive it to bank account. Innonsala heltini. Raj, H Limited has paid on behalf of S Limited. So S Limited may entry kya hai? It is an expenditure for them. Book the expenditure. Advertisement expenditure account debit. Two, they are not paid to H Limited credit de do. In the books of H Limited, it is not their expenditure. Debit S Limited. Debit S Limited. They have received from them. To what bank? They have paid the money. Question here is who should do the TDS? Because the question arose now, Kondaya, payment or credit, whichever is earlier is the question. Now payment is made by H Limited, but expenditure is in the books of S Limited. So credit has been given by S Limited to H Limited, whereas credit has been given by H Limited to the British Telecom or some person when they paid to that party. Confusion aita? Okay. Someone, Ashish, reiterate the question. Question reiterate, madam.
Yes, sir. In current case, there is two companies, holding company, subsidiary company. Holding company enters into a contract of advertisement wherein the subsidiary company is required to make the payment. Now, instead of subsidiary company, holding company makes the payment. What happens? Subsidiary company accounts for the expense with respect to holding company, and holding company directly makes the payment. In this case, payment is made by holding company. Book entry is passed in subsidiary company. Who is required to make the TDS?
Yeah, so small correction in your language. I think you are right, but correction solpa. It is an expenditure of subsidiary company paid by holding company. Simple. Whose expenditure, Shashank? Subsidiary company, but paid by holding company directly. Okay, so Kondaya, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you understood the question, sir?
Question is crystal clear, sir. No doubt.
Crystal clear. Okay, now, okay, all of you. Now tell me.
Company has to do TDS.
Who should do the TDS? Anta? Who should do the TDS? Now, one sec. Chat madi. Chat madi because I will not be able to see. So whether it is H or S, anta chat madi. All of you. Direct message is suggested. Everyone jotege. Four people have chatted. Yes, H. Who should do the TDS? Shashidhar says H. Samit says yes. What about others? Nidisha says yes. Okay, Bartha ide. Paragilla. HS. Anisara. Anisra Anish yes anta. Alva. So tension bedanta Kondaya. They are telling neither holding company nor subsidiary company. Let Anish sir pay anta. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಮೊದಲೇ ಕಂಜೂಸು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ ನರಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಕಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾ ಗೋ ಹೆಡ್ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ತಮಾಷೆಗೆ ಯಾ Kondaya, what's your answer?
Subsidiary company should deduct TDS.
Why?
Irrespective of payer and all, there is the one concept, no sir. It will be allowed in subsidiary limited company, no sir.
But holding company paid no. Holding company is so on payment or credit, whichever the holding company has paid the amount. They have to pay to the TDS. Okay, one this. Assuming subsidiary company, you say, if you say subsidiary company, look at the beauty of this question. So subsidiary company has never paid to that supplier, no? How will they deduct it?
Whichever is earlier only, no sir. Whichever is earlier.
Expenses is booked in subsidiary company, no.
Expense basis.
Okay, ulta. Okay, ulta, Mr. Kondaya.
Yes.
Holding company paid advance in April. Subsidiary company received the bill in May. Now tell me, who should do?
Subsidiary only, sir. Expenses belong to subsidiary.
Subsidiary only.
Okay, what a confident answer. Why? Anybody else? Really?
Sir, for my hungry, you will not eat food, no sir.
Relates to subsidiary.
Oh, well, that's a good one. Okay, for your hunger, I cannot eat the food, but I can provide the food, no?
Yes, sir.
Next. Okay.
Holding company will not record the expense. Subsidiary company will record the expense. So it should be
Correct. Yarada, who is this?
Atoshi.
Atosh, tell me, louder, little louder. I'm not used to your voice. That's why I'm asking again and again. Elama, Atoshi Pujari.
the subsidiary company will record the expense. It is their expense, so they will be the one to record and they will be the one to deduct the TDS and not holding company.
Agreed. Okay, I agree. Both of you, Kondai and you both are saying same. But now the question here is, so if I to deduct the tax, normally what is the entry? Expense account debit 10 lakh. Wait, yeah. 1 second. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So now what is the normal entry we do? Consultancy fees account debit 10 lakh, to Malini account 9 lakh, to TDS account 1 lakh. Now how can subsidy company pass this entry? 1 lakh rupees really cut ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. They are not paying only. Atoshi, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Then second point is, how will they issue a certificate? Because they don't have any contact at all. They were just to book the expenditure. How will they issue certificate? Atoshi? Certificate ಕೊಡ್ತಾರಾ ಅವರು? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Are you able to understand, Atoshi? See, I never said your answers are wrong, but I wanted you to improve your argument skills. That's it. Okay, so your answer may be right, but it should be right. Yeah.
Holding company can show it as a loan to subsidiary, no, sir? For payment.
Oh, no, receive. Okay, Teja has raised the hand repeatedly. Yelappa, Teja.
Sir. It's just on behalf of subsidiary, holding company has paid, no, sir.
Correct.
But it is expense and the income payer is subsidiary only, no, sir.
Correct.
Yeah, just like that, no, sir. For our client's auditor, sometimes the CEO office will pay the TDS, sir, but they will take it from the client, no, sir. Like
so
that.
No, what's your answer? Subsidiary should do, holding company should do?
Subsidiary only, sir.
Okay, right. Anybody saying holding company?
Sir, I think holding company will do.
Okay, Raghutam, why?
Sir, because like subsidiary company is just an expense, sir, but actual payment is done by holding company. So, and then for the payee, it will reflect from on the point of view of the H Limited is holding company. So subsidiary company may not come into existence in this transaction. It may look like third party in this transaction.
Okay.
And actually,
so, and when they pay to the party, 9 lakh kododu, 1 lakh rupees deduct ಮಾಡೋದು, correct alva?
Yeah, holding company is having the obligation.
Okay, right. Now holding company, assuming doesn't do the TDS, disallowance ಯಾರಿಗೆ?
Subsidiary company.
Subsidiary. Okay, ಅದೇಂಗಾಯ್ತು? So obligation is on holding company, but subsidiary company disallowance. ಅದೇಂಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ?
Subsidiary holding company is having the burden to on the behalf of subsidiary company to pay to the recipient, right, sir?
They didn't have a burden, ma. They are paying ಅಧಿಕ ಪ್ರಸಂಗ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೊಡೋದವರು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ. They should not have paid. Subsidiary company ಕೊಡಬಹುದಾಯ್ತು. Next. Again, yeah. There are 3 answers here. First answer and the most logical answer, as Kondai and Atoshi said, it's subsidiary company. As I think Atoshi has used the right word. Payer of income. From the beginning of today's class, I was telling payer of income. The payer does not mean who pays the cash. If it is income to that person, it should be an expenditure to someone else, no? So it is an expenditure booked, and also I said in good number of places, it is an expense specific, not head specific, not other specific. So it is an expenditure for subsidiary company. So TDS obligation to the subsidiary company. So and it is actually payer of income, even though it is routed through H Limited. First point. Second point, there can be an argument like Raghutam said, payment has been made by holding company. So it is a payment of expenses. Law doesn't say, look at this. Now the improved argument here is, law doesn't say the payment of your expense. Law doesn't say that. So law says what? Payment of Shashank, what? Expense. It is paid expense only. It is not like it has given a loan to someone. Okay. So expense may be a bit subsidiary company. So holding company may have to do it. The dangerous third option, you want to know? Both have to do it. Both have to do it. Holding company, when it pays to the outsider and issue a TDS certificate to the outsider, S Limited, when it makes a credit entry to H Limited, expense account debit to H Limited, expense have been booked, credit H Limited and give a TDS certificate to H Limited. So there are 3 arguments. Anyway, I am not telling you, see, I am not here to tell, okay, you should do all the things. I'm here to tell these are the three options if you go by verbatim reading of the law. You should appreciate this kind of argument. Finally, my answer is subsidy company. Finally, my answer is what? Subsidy company has to do the TDS. But the three arguments are sustainable. Argument number one, subsidy company because it's expenditure of subsidy company. Holding company, it is a payer of expenditure on behalf of someone. On behalf of Allah. Third one is subsidy to Nitisha, holding company ek bar karna hai. Holding company to Romat. Okay, holding company to outsider. You should do it. But it is illogical. That's why it is subsidiary company. That is what the conclusion. Are you agreeing with all the three arguments first of all? Kondapati Teja. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ energetic ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೇಜ ಏನೋ like this and no, you know, this is the beauty of life. Okay, ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, all this while I was looking at someone else, only when I thought you are little dull, I started looking at you. That is God's blessings on me. Okay, thank you all of you. Be energetic and active in the class. ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ. Okay, yeah, fine. Now open to all the questions under the sky. Tattarike time almost ಆಗೋಯ್ತಾ? Okay, reasonably understood the basic structure. Trust me, ನಾವು ಖಾಲಿ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಇದು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಕೇಕ್ ಹೋಗಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯೂಜ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಐ ರೀಸನಬ್ಲಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ TDS. ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು, ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದು ನಾವು, ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಕಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್ತು. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು ಓಪನ್ ಟು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್. ದನ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ಲಿ. ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೇಳಿ
ಸರ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ an individual.
Last
one by one. First one, Ashish.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm an individual. In the previous year, I was in the business of profession. Gross receipt more than 50 lakhs. And current year, I switched to business. So now, which turnover will be considered? Whether the business turnover?
Good question, but any answer is very clear and simple. Last year, you're a practicing chart accountant. Gross receipt 60 lakh.
Yes, sir.
It exceeded 50 lakh. This year, you're a business associate. Business is your turnover is, let's say, 25 lakh. You must do the TDS. Why? Because what is the loss? You have to see last year. This year, baad mein gaya. And now answer was very clear, Mr. Ashish, for this. I had given an example. Last year, you are a business associate. This year, you are not doing anything, I said. Personal land, I said. This
Yes,
year,
sir.
what you do, baad mein gaya. This year, what you do, baad mein gaya. As long as last year, you are covered under whatever category applicable to you. Last year, you are a professional above 50 lakh. So it is a TDS obligation arises. This year, do whatever you want. You are getting married. Broker you paid. Listen, look at me. Broker you pay 16,000 rupees for the shadi. Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
TDS has to be done because based on last year. Artha aitena?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is one small incidental joke. Okay. Like maybe some of you know. You have to listen to the words carefully and the verbatim reading of the law. And ಯಾರದು Samit and Ashish are very good friends. Samit is a practicing chart accountant and Ashish wanted to do the business. And Ashish started marriage brokerage business. Then Samit went and told him, hey, get me one good girl. So ಮದುವೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. And Ashish, yes, okay. ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾತಕ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು he says, okay, this girl is very good. She is 21 years, 3 months ಅಂತ. He introduces her. So marriage happens. On the day of marriage only, that girl on the stage only omits. Samit was frustrated. You know what has happened, ... I cannot explain. So pre-incorporation contract, whatever. So Samit goes and slaps Ashish. Idiot, I told you to get me the best possible girl, and what kind of girl you got me? And Ashish slaps him back. Shetty sir, tell him from CPD to final, listen to the words carefully, listen to the words carefully. I told you this girl is 21 years, 3 months. Okay, so ನಾನು ಪಾಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ಕೇಳಿದೀನಿ, ನೀನ್ ಕೇಳಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. So she is already 21 years age. Okay, take care. Okay, right, next question please. Samir ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ? 21 years 10 months ಆದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ, 21 years 3 months 4 months ಕ್ಲಾರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊ ಏನಿದು ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮೋಹನ್ ಅನಗ ನೋಡು, ಅವಳ ಅಕ್ಕನಿಗೆ ಫುಲ್ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮೂವ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್.
Sir.
Samit.
Sir, if I have professional income of 25 lakhs and business income of 75 lakhs in the same year, sir, in the previous year.
That is a good question again. Last previous year. See, this is again tax rate limit question ಬರೋದು. Practical case. It's actually very practical case. Some people say it is stupid question. Absolutely stupid to their stupidity. Samit, but when is your CFNL exam due?
So November 22.
November 22. Excellent. So by God's grace, obviously clear in first attempt. November 22 ಅಂದ್ರೆ January 23 it become a CA. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ?
Yes, sir.
January 23 it becomes CA. November 22 ಗೆ let's say assume hypothetically ಅವನು ಆರ್ಟಿಕ್ ಮುಗಿದಿರಲ್ಲ. Assuming November 22 ಆರ್ಟಿಕ್ ಮುಗೀತು. ಆಗೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ December ಮತ್ತು January till the results come he does the business. Business turnover is 80 lakh. February 1st ಇಂದ shifts it to CA practice. Business ಮತ್ತು CA practice ಜೊತೆಲಿ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. At least with CA we have a restriction. Professional ethics ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So 60 lakh rupees the turnover from 60 lakh ಅಲ್ಲ 160 lakh. ಎಷ್ಟು 160 lakh is the turnover from the business. And next 2 months ಅಲ್ಲಿ professionally he makes a profession 45 lakh rupees gross receipt. Have you understood what I said? From the business turnover is 160 lakh and profession in the has a gross receipt of 45 lakh. About 200 lakh normally there is tax rate. Don't worry about the tax rate limit. Fine. So the question here is okay whether tax rate is applicable. Answer is no. Answer is no. The first point. Now coming to the tedious question. So because of the business he has got 65 lakh turnover. From the profession he has got let us say 45 lakh. 65 plus 45 put together 110. So whether tedious obligation arises in the next year? Answer is no. Because business and profession for this purpose has to be considered separate. Business above 100 lakh or profession above 50 lakh. I think I'm very clear about the answer. Very good question. Very good, Samit. Excellent. Next, Teja.
Sir,
Your hand is raised. Yeah.
15G form 13 sir. Yes, sir. Sir, ಅದು ಓನ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕರ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ 15G ಅದು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು ಸರ್.
See, that's what is when Nidisha said I immediately corrected her. See, 15G, 15H is applicable across. It need not be bank. Bank only an example I give. Take another example. Myself and Archana are partners in a partnership firm, and Ashish has given a loan. Ashish partner alla. Our interest ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. So interest which is below taxable limit. So let's say I'm paying 2 lakh rupees. See 2 lakh ಮೇಲೆ TDS ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, but it is below taxable limit. He can give 15G to us. 15G because he is below 60 years. He is above 60, 15H. So it is applicable to everywhere. ಯಾರು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. If it is their income is whatever the income paid is below taxable limit. See,
only if there is any expense, sir.
Under this example carefully, all of you listen. Now, whenever I pay any amount, let's say commission, whatever, normal case told 2.5 lakh, up to 2.5 lakh, most of the cases TDS baratte. For example, professional charges above 30,000 rupees, commission above 15,000 rupees. So let's say I'm paying a commission of 2,20,000. TDS madbeka kondavati Teja? Answer is yes. Now, because it is when I pay to Mr. Vedant, and Vedant doesn't have any other income, and also when I pay, I know it is below 2.5 lakh because I am only paying. If Vedant gives me 15G, I don't have to do the TDS. Understood? Hello? Yeah. Whereas think forever, I am giving whereas I am giving 6 lakh rupees to Vedant, it is about 2.5 lakh. He cannot give a declaration. He has to get a certificate. So directing that certificate, then only I should direct. Whereas 6 lakh rupees, I know it is about 2.5 lakh. How can I stop doing the TDS? But if he is still non-deductible, then he has to apply to the department. Department should direct me not to do the TDS.
No, he can assume from other person he may get income, no sir. From
he can definitely assume, but at least as far as I am concerned, I am paying below 2.5 lakh.
Yes, sir.
Why should I assume? And if he has given a wrong declaration, he has a penalty. Vedant will get a penalty.
Okay.
Correct. Otherwise the declaration goes waste, alva. See, that means every time, even if suppose senior citizen gives 15H to bank when he receives 4 lakh rupees, then if senior citizen may have some other income, how can the banker assume? Banker has to trust the payees.
Okay, sir. Okay, got it. Yes,
right.
Sir.
Next. Yeah. Any other question? Okay. So today's the 12 points, please write and come because they are the crux foundation. So next one more session I'll be taking a special session like this only. Then maybe what is specific to final and intermediate we'll separately discuss. I think there is one question in the chat box. I will try to answer. Okay, just hold on. Ali Grishma, Ali, just I'll touch and leave it. I'll table open, madam. What is the amount of TDS to be done? Yeah. Sir, employer and employee both don't pay TDS. Who should pay the penalty? Employer should pay for not doing the TDS. So he should pay the penalty. Employee, mega, okay, should pay for not filing the income tax return. Aste. Okay, na? Yeah. Share screen, madam. Share screen of the full table on table completely down. Let us just glance to the table on 5 minutes, then I'll wind up the class. So next class baruvaga which section for what anta by heart madkom bani, because there will be an interim test on TDS for all. Down, full down. There's a very detailed, beautiful notes. Green ink there means amendment of 2020. Idra kelagide. Idalla. Next table. Yeah, this one. So assessment year, correct, assessment year 21-22. Now look at this. This is a beautiful table, excellent table. Okay, talking about each section for what. Okay, so for example, 192 is on salary. I'll be discussing in detail 192 separately, based on the slabs. Then 192A, if you withdraw the PF within 5 years, premature, above 50,000 rupees, there's a TDS. When should you do the TDS? At the time of payment. Now 193 and come down. 194, we have a chart later. We'll see that later. Yeah. 183 and 184, 1A is about interest. 183 mattanona, 184 dividend. When you pay above 5,000 rupees, 10% TDS. I have a clarity, except 194N, that too last year. When the amount exceeds that amount, on the entire amount, you do the TDS. So, for example, 184 dividend pakka dividend paid 4,000, no TDS. Dividend paid 6,000. TDS on 1,000 or 6,000?
6,000.
6,000.
Dividend paid 4,000, no TDS. Dividend paid 6,000. 6,000 into 10%.
6,000.
Okay, na? Next, 184A, interest other than securities. Senior citizens are 50,000. Anybody logic? Why 50,000 for senior citizens, others 40,000? Anybody?
80 TTB. Have higher rate of interest.
80 TTB is the answer. Okay. I'll be discussing all this interest related provision next class. Next, 184B and BB for casual income and horse race, about 10,000, 30% at the time of payment. So like this, there's a table. Just remember the section. Next class, don't remember the point. Which section is for what? Just glance money. In the next class, I'll discuss in detail. Okay. This table is important. That's it. Yeah. Any other question? That's it. Okay. So it is a beautiful chapter, extremely important chapter. So important from all angle, exam point of view as well as a practice point of view also. Learn properly. Next class, the 12 points on the right hand come, so that we'll be able to construct better floors in the next class. Okay. Okay. Bye. See you. Enjoy. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Have a nice day, sir.
Thank you, sir.